from Aloha Stadium in Honolulu. Tonight, the Bronco Television Network presents a critical Western Athletic Conference game. It is the Boise State Broncos coming into here with a 4-2 league record against the Rainbow Warriors from the University of Hawaii at 5-2 in league play, and certainly the loser tonight pretty much out of the conference picture. Welcome back to Oahu, everybody, in Aloha Stadium, which I think is going to be pretty full here tonight. They are excited about the Rainbow Warriors here in Honolulu. Wayne DeZubak, Larry Pulowski with you. We are getting ready for a critical Western Athletic Conference showdown. And let's go to that injury report, Larry.
Yeah, let's take a look at our Mercy Orthopedic Sports Therapy Clinic injury report. Kevin Lausma with that ankle, he's out there on the field, Wayne. This kid is a trooper. I'll tell you, we watched him get therapy in airports on the way over here on Thursday. He's been in therapy on Friday and even this morning. So I don't know if he's going to get much playing time, but he really is the only backup tight end to Jeb Putzier, and he also comes in on double tight deals, so it should be interesting.
Well, coming back from Ruston, Louisiana over the weekend, as you look at the weather report, temperature right now 77 degrees, but you know what? It actually feels cooler than that here today. We've got some showers in the area. The trade winds are blowing at 15 to 25 miles per hour. They have been gusty since we've been here, and so really I don't think weather is going to be a factor. But getting back to Kevin Lausma, coming back from Ruston, Louisiana, as you look at the series history coming up here, I sat across the row from him on the airplane, and he said, I rolled my ankle and I also rolled most of my knee and everything, just my whole leg. So you're right, he is a gamer coming back. Both the games have been played out here. Boise State has played tough, losing 20-14 back in 96, and then they had a nice little lead at halftime in 99, and then lost that 27 straight points by the Rainbow Warriors in the second half, took the Broncos out of it. You talked to Dan Hawkins, he was on the coaching staff of that team, and he said, basically, the Broncos just kind of gave it up.
Well, that was a real turning point for them in 99. They had a team meeting after that and really got focused on the rest of the season, and it panned out very well, ending up in the Humanitarian Bowl.
All right, we are ready to go. Broncos will be kicking off here. And I tell you what, it's the first chance we'll see some pretty good special teams. Tyler Jones kicking off for Boise State, and back there is Chad Owens. This guy averages 32 yards a kickoff return. And he is in single coverage back there as we get ready to start this football game. Again, a reminder of the criticalness of it. Both teams have 2 losses in the WAC. The team that loses tonight pretty much is going to be out of the picture for a WAC championship. And look at this kick by Tyler Jones. Owens, 8 yards deep, and the Rainbow Warriors will start on their 20-yard line. And that's a way to keep a guy who's averaging 32 yards a kickoff return from doing that.
Yeah, if you've got a little breeze at your back tonight, that ball is just going to sail and sail and sail.
June Jones, the head coach here. And, of course, Nick Rolovich, the big story on him. He came off the bench to replace an injured Timmy Chang, who was an All-American candidate. And Rolovich, all he's done is led him to 5 straight victories.
Yeah, not too bad. I guess if you're going to be a backup, that's a good way to solidify yourself as a new starter.
All right, here we go. First play of the game offensively, and from the shotgun, which you'll see the Rainbow Warriors most of the night, is Rolovich. He looks like he's way, but doesn't. Throws the other way, and it bounces incomplete. Nice coverage there by Quentin Michael.
That ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage. I'm not sure if Bobby Hammer or Phillips or Sky Dumont, somebody got their fingers on that ball. Take a look at our McHugh Sports starting lineups. That front, fairly large, not the biggest the Broncos have seen. Watch for Bass. Hey, they snap the ball direct to this guy in the backfield once in a while, and those receivers speak for themselves.
Yeah, and you saw one name up there, Craig Stutzman. You remember 2 years ago, Stutzman was really a thorn in Boise State's side. You're worried about Lally, but it was Stutzman who got the job done on 2nd down and 10. Pass is complete. Again, Quentin Michael on the play, and what a great stop there on Shannon Harris.
Let's take a look at our McHugh Sport defensive front here for the Broncos. Dumont, Hammer, Olam, and Perkis. Pretty similar group there. Foster, Mitchell, Sasser, and Quentin Michael. List him as a linebacker, list him as a DB. It doesn't matter. Brown, Berger, and Franklin. Same starting lineup the Broncos have put out for the last 4 or 5 games.
All right, Stutzman, Harris, and Lally come to the near side as 3 wide receivers right. Bass, the lone runner in the backfield on a 3rd down, and let's call it 8. Broncos going with a short rush, but look at it. All the time, Rolovich has to run. He's got the 1st down, and he takes it out of bounds at the 39-yard line. That is a gain of about 16 yards for Nick Rolovich. The good news was the Broncos had everybody covered, Larry. The bad news is they didn't have the quarterback taken care of.
Well, that'll happen so many times when you have a spread offense like this West Coast offense that June Jones runs. Look at that hole up the middle. Rolovich says, hey, I had time to go, and the defensive front was trying to work around the outside, trying to get to the quarterback, and it left a pretty big hole up the middle. But they've got to cover that pass first. That kind of play is not going to beat them, Wayne. The pass will.
All right, first down now for Hawaii. Again from the shotgun, Rolovich. And it's complete. Ryan Richards has another first down for the Rainbow Warriors as they move into Boise State territory at the 38-yard line.
That's the kind of stretch in this offense that we worried about. Let's take another look at this. Rolovich has got a lot of time out of that shotgun, and he finds his receiver very wide open.
That was Harris, and so it's a first down. Rolovich, here comes the blitz. They dump it underneath to Stutzman. And Stutzman, I'll tell you what, Gabe Franklin was hanging on for dear life, and he hung on long enough to get some help, but it's going to be a gain of about 2.
Well, Greg Sasser came up and finished that play off, but you're right. Franklin did get him, held him up. Again, just a short, quick stop route by Stutzman. They want to get the ball in the hands of these guys because this Warrior group of receivers does a lot after the catch. Just like we saw last week in Ruston, these guys do the same thing. A lot of good runners after the catch.
Well, you're right. You know, you talk about Boise State's stable of receivers. This team right here has got a whole bunch of them. You've got about 6 or 7 here. The blitz up the middle. Intercepted by Wes Nurse. And the Broncos get the first big play of the game. And there is a flag down back at about the 43-yard line. Let's check it out. It could be against the Broncos. The Broncos had the blitz coming up the middle.
Personal foul, blow to the head, on the defense, 15-yard penalty.
So it is against the Broncos, a personal foul, a blow to the head, and that's what I saw. So forget the interception, forget the big break. The Broncos make a mistake on defense.
Let's see if we can see the blow to the head here. Quentin Michael comes in helmet first, and I'm sure that's what the call is.
So the ball's moved all the way down to the 18-yard line, and that's where Hawaii will have it, first down.
Let's see how consistent they are with that call tonight, because you're going to see a lot of helmet-to-helmet contact in this game. It's going to be very physical tonight.
The Lee in motion. Rolovich, plenty of time to throw in the corner of the end zone and out of bounds. Little signage taking some damage there. Pass intended for Harris.
Yeah, Rolovich has really looked Harris's way so far tonight. 3 times he's been the intended receiver. And he's a good one. Take a look, another angle at this contact, and you see the helmet led first, and that is going to get you a flag.
Yeah, that was a good angle there to see. So, legitimate flag on Quentin Michael.
Now, he did hold up. I mean, he could have run right through the quarterback, but still, he led with the helmet, and that's what they called.
So, second down and 10 after the incompletion. The ball back at the 18-yard line. Rolovich has some running room. And he goes down at the 12. He's looking out there for Bass, but, you know, the Broncos did a good job of picking up that running back coming out of the flat.
Well, this offensive line for Hawaii right now is really forcing the Bronco defensive front out around the outside of the pocket. You see Marcus Perkis get juked a little bit there by Rolovich, and then there's really nobody left because everybody else is back in coverage. Chris Carr comes up and makes the final stop.
Well, I tell you what, Chris Carr has really impressed the Broncos, the coaching staff, and so he's playing a lot more of late. Third down and 5. Again, the Broncos come with a blitz. The throw over the middle of the lane leaves. Not there. He had to rush it because he was being rushed, so Rolovich trying to just get something to happen. It'll be fourth down.
Quentin Michael really forced the issue there, but then Bobby Hammer took a great shot, an illegal shot, at Nick Rolovich and put him on the turf. Tough hit there by Bobby Hammer.
Now that'll bring on Justin Aya, 5'11", 203-pound freshman, right here on the island. And he is 13 of 20 for field goals this year. And they're going to set it up just shy of the 20-yard line. So let's call it a 30-yard field goal attempt. Right to the middle of the field. And it is good. So a Bronco mistake nullifies an interception, and Hawaii turns it into a field goal, but a good job by the defense to hold Hawaii to that field goal. 12-12 to go here in the first quarter, 3-0 in favor of Hawaii.
There's a guy to watch right now, too.
Yeah, David Michael.
Great kick returner, heck of a running back. He gets it done all over the field.
And the ball will come to David Michael at about a yard deep, and he likes to take it out from there, and he does. Michael scoots across the 20 to the 25 and out of bounds at about the 28-yard line. David Michael, a 29-yard return. Bobby Morgan, the man who made the stop. And here's our first look at Ryan Dinwiddie. Ryan did not have a great game last week, but, you know, I have a hard time saying that. He threw for 351 yards and 3 touchdowns, but he had 3 interceptions last week, and of course, he wasn't right on target, but, boy, you're really nitpicking to say he didn't have a good game.
Well, it shows you how impressive he's been that we say that when he does put up those kind of numbers. But he admitted it himself, so
yeah,
it's not us saying that.
All right, Lou Fanucchi, who's not been feeling well for about a week now. They throw underneath the cover. This is complete to Brock Forsey, and Brock Forsey has a first down, a gain of about 11 yards. Nate Jackson with a stop.
Let's take another look at this. Brock Forsey, you see him standing there in the middle of the line. It's almost a screenplay, but his offensive lineman tripped and fell down. He did it on his own, picked up the 10 yards. Not quite a first down.
Boy,
at least they're going to come out and measure it, actually.
I sure would have given him one. I thought he had 11-yard gain. So right now they've got it right at 10, so we'll see if it's 10 and a half.
Should be just a little short.
Couple of inches, there you see it. That was a right foot mark, I think. At any rate, nice play by the Bronx to start things off. Anytime you can get 9.5 yards on first down, you'll take it. There's Dan Hawkins, first-year head coach of the Boise State Broncos. Really disappointed that the Broncos did not win last week. He really felt, seriously, after talking about it, that the Broncos could beat La Tech, and it just didn't happen. Second down and a half a foot. Forsey. Tripped up pretty much by Matt Hill, but I think he fell forward to get the first down. Matt Wright's going to get the official tackle on that one, but I think it was Matt Hill.
Let's take a look at our McHugh Sport starting lineup for this Boise State offense. Namas, Cheek, Huff, Vian, Hill. Matt Hill with the Senior Bowl invite. Forsey and Strovis in the backfield. Fanucchi, Swilly, and Putsier. A nice group of receivers, but you'll see a lot more than those two guys out here tonight.
As I said, Lou Fanucchi not feeling well. I talked to him yesterday during the morning runaround, and he just said, I'm still not feeling great. Jeb Putsier underneath the coverage, draws a crowd, gets 11, has a first down, and how tough is Jeb?
Well, Jeb has just done such an excellent job this year, and in fact, June Jones made comment about him. I read in the paper on Friday, just saying what a great receiver and what tools he has. Take a look at the Hawaii starting lineups. Your linebacker crew, a little bit depleted.
Kevin Milhouse, pretty good cornerback, has 3 interceptions on the year, leads Hawaii in that category. Broncos again with that first down. Brock Forsey, huge hole. And Brock Forsey, and now we've got a flag down, I believe. I thought I saw something thrown down there, maybe not. Maybe it was just a marker. So that's no flag. Nice play by Brock.
Jacob Espia on the tackle.
You know, I saw something fly. Could have been a mouthpiece. There's June Jones. And, of course, everybody's talked about it, near fatal accident earlier this year. And everybody has rallied around him. And I watched his coach's show today, the replay of it. Nice guy. He said a lot of nice things about Boise State. Brock Forsey again. That's a first down. And Brock is down inside the 35 to the 33. Keani Alapa on the stop.
Boy, Forsey running with a lot more north and south this week. You know, we talked a little bit about it last week where the backs were a little tentative sometimes to hit the hole. He's hitting the hole here, and he is going north and south, and then he's putting his shoulder down and laying some leather. Tough run.
Well, the Broncos really wanted to come out here, both run and pass, really to keep Lee and those guys off the field. They wanted to take long drives if they had to. That pass goes out of bounds, and I'm not sure it was a backwards lateral. It was. The Broncos are going to lose yards. Fortunately for Boise State, it went out of bounds because Panucci just kind of looked at it and didn't go chasing after it. That'll be a loss. Going to bring it all the way back to the 38-yard line.
Dinwiddie in a hurry to try to get it out to his receiver. It's very much a timing play. If you don't hit that thing just right, it's not going to work. And there was some definite mistiming there.
So second down now, long for the Boise break for the Broncos. Second down and 15. Here comes the blitz up the middle. Broncos pick it up. They throw over the middle, incomplete. Tim Gilligan was there, and he couldn't quite hold on to it. Broncos did a good job of picking up that blitz coming up the middle.
Gilligan running a post route just out of his reach. He laid out for it. Ryan let him just a little bit too much. He got his hands on it, couldn't corral it.
Now the Rainbow Warriors converted a couple of big third down plays. Let's see if the Broncos can do likewise on their first. 3rd and 15. Ball at the 38. The big crowd here getting into it. Dinwiddie has to run. And Dinwiddie's going to get to the 35-yard line, well short of the first down. Now let's see what the Broncos will do. They're kind of in between nowhere, aren't they?
Well, they're going to punt it away. Now I see Dinwiddie coming back on the field. Maybe they're not going to punt it away.
Well, they had a lot of confusion. They sent a bunch of guys out. Now they got the offense back in there because they are. There's a little bit of a wind here, which would have made it real difficult for Kalaikai to get the distance. So the Broncos are going to go for it on 4th down. Pretty much in that area where the field goal is too long of a try, but you don't want to punt. A gamble early. Dinwiddie looking over the middle. Caught! What a great catch by Jeb Putzier down at about the 11.
Well, I tell you, Ryan Dinwiddie has been going to this guy a lot, and you can see why. He has got a supreme confidence level in Jeb Putzier's ability to catch the ball, and that was probably the best catch I think I've ever seen him make.
Wow, that was unbelievable. And what about the throw by Ryan Dinwiddie?
Right on the money. I mean, he hit him right on stride. Putzier had to stretch big time for it. Let's take a look at it right down the middle of the field. Watch Jeb lay out for it. That is incredible.
All right, the big play by Boise State on 4th down and 12. Broncos have it. They marked it at the 12-yard line. Inside, Jay Swilly fumbles the football. And I think the Broncos got it back, but they lost a bunch of yardage. Matt Wright again making the stop, making the play.
Well, that play was designed to bring Swilly back to the inside. It might be that little swing and gate play that the Broncos run. So he's trying to come back inside. He cuts back to the outside, but doesn't put the ball away. And a good job by Putzier to get up there and corral that thing. 2 good plays in a row by Jeb.
Well, yeah, I tell you what, Jeb is just hustling all over the place. And you can see it in his eyes when he hustled onto the field tonight. I noticed an intensity I hadn't seen before. So now the Broncos with a big second down, 23. Draw play. Brock Forsey. Oh, is that Forsey?
Yeah, that's Forsey.
Okay.
And he ran right by the blitz. The Warriors coming through. Joe Correa makes the stop. But they ran right by the blitz. They brought the safety off the corner. They brought linebackers up the middle, and the Broncos ran right by it. Strophus leading the way. He doesn't really have to hit anybody because the hole's so big.
All right, they got it back at the 12-yard line, which is the original line of scrimmage. But it's 3rd down now instead of 1st down. So Broncos have gotten the yardage back. But another big 3rd down play here. They trail 3-0 here in Honolulu. First quarter action. Dinwiddie throwing out. Complete to Forsey. And Forsey bolts into the end zone. No, he's down at the 1-foot line.
Forsey head over heel that time. He's a little bit dinged, and I can see why. He took a quick 360, tried to get into the end zone. We saw him do that once this year. This one doesn't get into the end zone, but it does get into the 1-foot line. Watch the acrobatics here at the end of this play.
And Kevin Milhouse hits him. Yeah, Kevin Milhouse, the big cornerback, number 17, got him. That'll bring D. Michael on. David Michael in at I-back. He's the lone back right now. First and goal to go for Boise State. Down 3-0 here early. The pitch out to David Michael. He can walk in. The speed option. Hawaii had it covered, and all you do is pitch it out to David Michael, who waltzed in, and the Broncos are up 6-3 with 6:47 to go here in the first quarter.
Well, one of the few times we've seen Ryan Dinwiddie make the pitch on that speed option. 90% of the time, he keeps that ball and turns it up. The Warriors had this thing played big time, but they did not have the pitch man covered.
So Nick Kalaikai comes in to try to give the Broncos their 7th point of this ball game. And it's blocked. And the Broncos need to tackle the man because he could take it back for 2. And he fumbles, and the Broncos pick it up, and I guess it's a done deal.
Once there's a turnover, you can't have a second turnover.
Why can't you do that?
Kind of a sudden death thing.
Oh, man. All righty, the Broncos have scored, though. Missed the extra point, so it's 6:47 to go here in the first quarter. It's 6-3. And welcome back, everybody, to the Aloha Bowl here in Honolulu. And as you look at our Sinclair Sports Update, number 1 Miami barely surviving Boston College today, 18-7. Nebraska beats Kansas State by 10. There you see Florida all over South Carolina. Lou Holt feeling a little bit of hurt tonight.
Did you see that interview on ESPN before that game? Lou Holt said he was really worried about Florida's offense, and I can see why.
There you see the Broncos, 13 plays, 73 yards. Here's the kickoff by Tyler Jones again. Out of the end zone. That doesn't even give a chance for Chad Owens to show his stuff, and that's what the Broncos want.
Well, the place-kicking woes of the Broncos continue with another blocked kick. You know, you can count, I think we have to use another hand now, the number of blocks that we've had on PATs and field goal attempts. Dan Hawkins has got to be very frustrated with that.
Well, he has been, and part of the problem is that the kick is just so low. Last week when it happened, they went back and analyzed it. It really wasn't the fact the defense did anything, but Nick Kalaikai kicked it almost as a line drive, only about 5 feet high, and those will get blocked almost every time. All right, here we go. Hawaii with the football at the 20-yard line. They dump it underneath the coverage. It is complete to Harris, who has been the favorite target, and he draws a crowd.
Boy, Harris got pounded by Dane Oldham. Dane Oldham came back from that defensive line spot, hustling down to make a hit. There were a host of Broncos there to make the tackle, but Oldham really stuck it in there.
Gain of about 9 yards, so 2nd down and 1, a long one, albeit. Nick Rolovich, 5-0 as the starter for the Hawaii Rainbows. Bass, the running back, hasn't seen the light of day. Ball tipped up into the air. Nice play by Quentin Michael.
Quentin Michael has blitzed a lot tonight already, and I think you've seen the game plan for this guy. He is going to get in there and try to make something happen. And he's been in the quarterback's path a couple of different times. Unfortunately, got flagged for a personal foul one time, but there he gets his left hand up. Very athletic play. Look, Chantiaco almost gets over there to make the pick.
Well, you can see the Broncos are really hustling, going after it, and we were talking before the game. It is pretty cool here. This is the coolest it's been since when we were out here in Hawaii. It's in the 70s. I mean, you know, it's great weather, but usually you've got an 85-degree day or something like that. Not so today. Rolovich. Now he's got all the room to run. And he slides down, and the Broncos allow another first down, and they had him in the backfield. They're really getting some good coverage here, Poe, but the problem is the quarterback's hurting them. Rolovich limping a little bit as he gets up.
Well, he slid down, and then he got Broncos falling over the top of him. He may have caught that knee or his ankle underneath when he made the slide. Sometimes this turf just grabs a hold of your cleats.
Remember now, Chang, who was touted as an All-American before the season began, had a wrist injury, so he didn't play. Rolovich took over the start, and now Chang is only a sophomore. They would like to redshirt him at this point in time, but if they play him at all in any game from here on out, that won't happen. Flags are down, and we'll check the laundry right at the line of scrimmage.
Travis Berger with a nice tackle there, comes up to the line of scrimmage very heavily. Let's go down and talk to Jeff Caves. Jeff, what do you have for us?
You know, Boise State's defensive line has been told that they need to get more pressure on the quarterback. And listening to them after the first series, what they feel that they can do against Hawaii is take the pressure to them. This offensive line likes to catch. And Larry, you know, some O-lines will come off aggressive, even if it's a pass block. Hawaii seems to be a team that likes to catch, so the bull rushers could have a good day. Wayne?
All right, thank you, Jeff. Offside to call against Boise State. And so they'll take that, and that'll be a 1st and 5.
I believe the left side of the defensive front jumped just a little bit early. I'm not sure who was in that left end position. I see Roberts in there now, but I think Perkis might have been in that spot.
Ball just outside the 40. That's Harris in motion. He's been a big target here today. That's Bass. Look at Bass weave, and he's got a first down into Blanco territory at the 49-yard line. This kid doesn't run a whole lot, but when he does, obviously he runs with some enthusiasm. Only averages 57 yards a game. He's a freshman out of Corona, California.
Just a quick little inside handoff. Broncos had a shot at him at the line of scrimmage and couldn't wrap it up and finish it off. He's crafty. He doesn't get many opportunities, Wayne. He gets really, he chomps at the bit to get the ball in his hands because they pass so much.
First down at the 49. Rolovich out to Bass. Incomplete. I think Bass looked downfield just as the ball came out to him. That's the first time he's really been open on that little flare pattern.
Well, I could hear Greg Sasser coming up from that strong safety position. And that ball was kind of floated out there a little bit for Bass. And Bass, I think, much more comfortable taking that handoff and trying to weave his way around on the line of scrimmage rather than going out and receiving the ball.
4:39 to play here in the first quarter. Boise State with a 6-3 lead. Missed extra point, blocked extra point actually, on a Nick Kalaikai try. Rolovich again gets out of the pocket and gets knocked down. How about that? That was Gary Mitchell, who was on the ground, got blocked down, but had enough presence of mind to grab the quarterback as he went by.
And even lost his right glove and still was able to make that tackle. Flat on his back, he reached up and did it. You see how strong Gary Mitchell is. Some of his teammates telling us that he's one of the strongest guys on this team. You can watch this right here. Just gets up and takes the legs out of Nick Rolovich.
Well, I can vouch that he's strong. He and I have been trash talking this whole trip. And yesterday at practice, I gave him a high five, and he almost knocked me over with a high five.
Zubak, why would you trash talk with a middle linebacker?
Because, I figured he wouldn't hit his elder.
You better pray that that's the case. I think Shannon Harris was a little bit early on that one.
I think so, too, and the Broncos do it. Now, that's a big difference because instead of 3rd down and 2, it's going to make it 3rd down and 7. Well, Gary started it, so... Now, is that a mature statement? Does that sound mature on my part?
Yeah, well, I can't wait to see him hit you. Well, that'll bring up 3rd and 17. And
17, I'm sorry, yeah.
This is the spot that you like to be in as a defense, but with this offense, sometimes it's even more scary than 3rd and short.
All right, we'll see what happens. So it is 3rd down and 17. Again, Rolovich in that shotgun where they stay almost exclusively. Looking down the field. Overthrows his intended receiver. And I can't see he's got that. That's Stutzman. Yeah, I couldn't see from my angle till he turned. So Stutzman was open for a moment. But now here comes the punter. And it's a pretty good punter right now, I'll tell you that. This guy can really kick the football. Matt McBriar. Last week he was the special teams player of the week in the WAC. Averaged 53 yards a punt on 3 kicks. Of course, you need a little help there. You get the ball down inside the 5-yard line a couple of times. That really helps. So look at the hang time here. Tim Gilligan, not known for calling a fair catch, grabs it at the 12 and brought down immediately. Sean Butts is the guy that got him. So we'll take a timeout here. We've got 3:18 to go in the first quarter. Broncos have the football and the lead, 6-3. Now we want to welcome our Bronco Television Network viewers in South Central Idaho watching on KMVT, Channel 11 in Twin Falls. Of course, our viewers in Eastern Idaho watching on KIDK, Channel 3 in Idaho Falls, Blackfoot, and Pocatello, as well as our flagship station, KBCI, Channel 2 in Boise. Wayne Zubak, Larry Pulowski with you here in Honolulu, Hawaii, where the Broncos lead the Rainbows by a score of 6-3 as Tim Gilligan takes it around the right side, and Gilligan gets close to the 15 before he is stopped. That will be a gain of about 2 yards for Gilligan.
Alapa on the tackle there for Hawaii. That play strung out very well by that Hawaii defense. They did a good job of taking that thing down the line of scrimmage. Unless you can cut that play up or get around the corner, you're going to have trouble with that. Gilligan just kind of runs out of room here, but still picked up 2.
It's just really been of recent times that the Broncos coaching staff's been using Gilligan on that end around. 2nd down and 8. That's Lou Panucci in motion. A lot of people waiting for Lou to break out of this funk and get a big day. Panucci had it knocked away at the last second. A big play there by Matt Wright.
Yeah, Wright's been around the ball a lot today. We've called his name 4 or 5 times. He came to play. Panucci on the inside route, just kind of a little, I'm not even just curl in, slant in. It's a very odd route. I haven't seen the Broncos run it a lot this year.
All right, 3rd down for Boise State. Need to get to the 24-yard line. Not that way. Dinwiddie buried. That's Kevin Jackson who did the burying.
Well, that'll bring the punt team out for the Broncos. Dinwiddie just gets buried. This was a waterfall of Rainbow Warriors. He didn't have a prayer there. I mean, that pocket just collapsed right over the top of him. 3 Hawaii defenders in there on him.
Korea, actually the guy who got him first. So Shetler now for Boise State in his end zone. Low line drive, tough to cover. This should be a good return. Oh my goodness gracious. Did they just take Chad Owens and put him up in the air? But what a great field position for Hawaii at the 30-yard line. That low line drive he can't cover.
Yeah, it's tough. Cameron Merritt on the tackle. He was the guy that did the upending, but it was still a good return. And the helicopter action here. Tough hitting going on out there, fellas.
Yeah, well, you could see the helicopter took off at about the 34 and landed at the 30-yard line. And that's where Hawaii will have the football. Great opportunity here. Owens, you can see why he is so good at what he does. As a punt returner, he averages 11.2 yards per return. So 30 yards away already and pretty much in field goal range. Rolovich once again getting chased out of the pocket. There's a flag back at the 35-yard line. That's where you'll note probably get holding. And that'll be a big break for the Bucs. And it is. It's going to be holding against Hawaii.
Well, Nick Rolovich has had 4 rushes for 28 yards. And they've all...
Previous spot, 3 plays, first down.
They've all been on scrambles, and scrambles where the defensive front, again, for the Broncos gets forced to the outside, and it leaves them a big hole up the middle. And with 4 wide receivers in routes, you know, you've got to have everybody in coverage. So kind of a no man's land there for the Broncos. But again, I don't think Nick Rolovich scrambling is going to beat the Broncos tonight. I think that if there's anything's going to happen, that would be preferable to them throwing the ball down the field.
So far, pretty good coverage by the Broncos. And that secondary. Handoff to Bass. Bass cuts back. Looking for some kind of running room. Finally goes. Sasser will get credit for the tackle, but it looks like Bass just kind of gave up on the play.
Well, he was stumbling. He was trying to cut it to the outside. He saw that he might be able to get out around that left corner, but he saw Sasser coming too, and he tried to quickly cut at the 42, and he tripped.
So big play by Greg Sasser. The ball now back to the 42-yard line. So this drive started at the 30. They've lost 12 yards and a down. It's 2nd down and long. 22 to go. Harris in motion. Pass is complete. That's to Colbert. He's at the 30-yard line, which is the original line of scrimmage. We haven't called his number at all tonight, but he's a pretty good wide receiver as well. Justin Colbert has 38 receptions, a couple of touchdowns this year.
There's a little isolation on Colbert, 5'7", 160-pounder, one of the smaller receivers. Looks taller than 5'7".
So 3rd down and 10. Colbert again lined up wide to the top of your screen. Ashley Lally coming to the near side. Looking over the middle. Almost, I thought it was going to be intercepted by Travis Berger, but he couldn't quite get there. Nice coverage by the Broncos. They had everybody covered. And we're going to have, I think, a punt here or a long field goal attempt. One of the two. Let's see what June Jones wants to go with.
Well, they had everybody covered but Colbert ran a streak route right down the left sideline, and Rolovich never looked at him. And Rolovich rifled the ball down the middle to where nobody was.
All right, Justin Iot's on. This is from the 37.5, so almost a 48-yard field goal attempt. That's got plenty of leg. And it is good. So 2 field goals tonight from Justin Iot, and his second one ties the game. 5 seconds to go here in the first quarter, and that blocked extra point attempt by the Broncos has allowed this game to be tied at 6-all.
Well, again, a pretty good win, if you will, for this Bronco defense. When you can keep somebody to a field goal, you'll pretty much take that.
We mentioned it from the get-go when that drive started at the 30 that they were already in Iot's range, and certainly that's all the further they got was the 30.
Well, his longest is 55, and that one would have easily made it for 55. That thing was way through there.
You know, the trade winds, like we said, are really blowing, but it's kind of hard to tell where they're blowing when you get down on the field. Sometimes it's negligible. As you can see, the streamers on top of the goalposts are just hanging limp. And if you look at the flags on top, they're blowing in the wind. So, real hard to tell what the wind, if any, effect had on that. But the thing of it is, he had all the foot in the world, and it's tied at 6 with 5 seconds to go here in the first quarter of play from Honolulu.
I'll tell you where there is some wind. On the 34th floor of the Radisson Hotel, there's a lot of wind.
I tell you what, his field goal attempt went further than that. David Michael right there takes it at the 3-yard line, and Michael with some speed breaks to the outside. One man to beat. Michael's got the speed. He could go all the way to the 30. He will not be caught. No flags. Touchdown. 97 yards. David Michael.
That was an perfect execution of the left return that the Broncos use so often. And David Michael found the seam, and he just took off. We saw that very similar return, only to the right side of the field, last year at Arkansas. You just saw David Michael's speed. He was not going to be caught streaking down that sideline.
So the Broncos are back up on top just like that. 12-6. Will they go for 2? I don't think so. B.J. Rohde's in there, and Kalaiakai's coming out. So they want to just get that 7-point lead. You know, they've got a book on everything as to when to go for 2, when not to go for 2. I don't think Bob Toledo at UCLA read that book. He should have gone for 2 earlier today in his game against Oregon. But Kalaiakai will come on in to try to make it a 7-point margin for the Broncos. And he does. So that was the last play of the first quarter. We have played a quarter, and what a way to end the first quarter with the Broncos scoring on a 97-yard kickoff return by D. Michael to lead it 13-6 here at Aloha Stadium. Back here on Oahu, 13-6, Boise State leads it. Stay tuned at halftime for the Heart of the West Sports Store's halftime report. We will have all the scores and highlights of today's college football action. It is the Ford halftime report coming up after the second quarter, which is about ready to get underway. Tyler Jones will kick off, and so far, Chad Owens hasn't had a chance to return either one of his kickoffs. They've both gone out of the end zone.
Well, let's see where this wind is blowing, because he's rifled the first 2 kickoffs 8 yards deep and out of the end zone. Let's see where this one goes.
And this one's going through the end zone.
Man, he is wound up tonight.
No question. Boy, look at Donnie Heck. Even though that ball was through the end zone, Donnie Heck was a wedge buster, and he was coming up there to do his wedge buster.
Hey, look at Forzy's healthy. David Michael's healthy. He's the third-string tailback. What else has he got to do? He's going to run down there and hit somebody, and he certainly did that. Got to love those guys. I think I watch him, and I watch Chris Carr, and I watch Cameron Merritt. You know, those guys know how to cover kicks, and they do it with supreme enthusiasm.
You see Boise State leads on the scoreboard, but not total offense. Hawaii has moved the football. But certainly the Broncos with that big 97-yard kickoff return by David Michael have the lead now. Rolovich has plenty of time to throw, and goodness gracious, what a play by Quentin Michael. I mean, when Stutzman caught it, he didn't even have a chance to look around before he was decked.
Well, Quentin Michael's come to play tonight, too. Been very aggressive. This is probably the most aggressive I've seen him this year. Either he's getting more play in the game plan this week, or he's just decided he's going to go out and put up some big numbers tonight.
3 wide receivers coming to the near side. Rolovich. Incomplete, intended for Ashley Lilly. It'll be third down coming up at 9. Let's go down to Jeff Case.
You know, David Michael's still on a 6-week recuperation period for that sternum separation. About 20 minutes before kickoff today, he went into the locker room and Dr. George Wade administered a little pain relief medication. Maybe that's why he looks like Larry Pulowski running towards Diamond Head down the sideline. Wayne?
You laughed at that too, didn't you? Yeah.
That's Pulowski in the back of a Kawasaki 1000 going down Diamond Head.
All right, third down and 9 for Rainbow Warriors. Here comes the blitz. Rolovich gets away from it. Boy, I tell you what, the blitz had to catch him because once there was after that, there's nobody there.
Dave Franklin came off the corner, and Rolovich did a nice job of evading him. Just a real quick little jab step by Rolovich, and he left Franklin laying there on the ground, and you're right, he just took off around the right side. Take a look right there. Franklin had a shot at him, but a good job by Rolovich to step up into the hole, and he doesn't want to get hit. He's a smart boy. He went down. I like this guy.
It's kind of hard to fault Franklin for running 90,000 miles an hour, but sometimes you got to come in under a little bit of control. Anyway, it's a first down out at the 33-yard line. The handoff. And that's going to be a first down and then some. Gain of about 13 yards there. A nice run by Thurl Mitchell. You don't see him very often in this offense, but Thurl Mitchell, who only averages 29 yards per game, almost got his average there.
Well, he's the guy, really, besides Bass. Those are the only two runners that really do much at all. Mitchell's their leading touchdown producer, I believe, from the running back position. He's the strong kid. Not quite as shifty as Bass, but certainly very strong.
First down run by Mitchell. This time play action. They get it out to Stutzman. And Stutzman's going to be caught by Greg Sasser, the heady senior. Figured it out, stayed at home, didn't get sucked in, and made the play. Loss of 3.
Well, Sasser and Michaels, you know, they both play a rover, strong safety, almost a pseudo linebacker position. And they have been all over the field tonight. And they usually are, but even more pronounced tonight.
All right, so it'll be second down and long. Second and 12. Ball back at the 44-yard line now. Broncos coming with the blitz again. This time they get it out to Harris, wide open. Harris is close to another first down before he is brought down by several Broncos who did a good job going to the ball. Travis Berger was there. Wes Nurse was there. Sky Dumont was there.
I think he got plenty. Yeah, they've given him the signal for the first down now. Harris bowled his way across the 44 to pick up another first down. That's Hawaii's 8th first down now. Harris has kept the legs going just enough to get him over that first down marker.
Broncos really playing up on the receivers all but, well, now they're coming up on Lilly as well. So they're really playing up tight on the receivers here. And we finally get a flag on the far side.
That was Harris again.
Little jump happy. That'll be a legal procedure. Back him up about 5 yards. Critical game here in the Western Athletic Conference. Fresno State has already won today. Rice has already won today. La Tech was playing tonight. I haven't heard anything on that game. You don't hear much when you're out here. You really don't. You're a little bit I don't know.
Tin Can doesn't stretch that
Out
far
of
with
touch.
the strings
Well,
between
actually,
it.
they've got great phone service to the name of. I mean, it's fantastic. Call home and it sounds like everybody's right there, but you sometimes don't hear of scores because of the time difference. Complete. That's Harris. Harris dancing out there, gets the first down. He's down to the 29-yard line. And I tell you, Harris has been a big, big part of this offense. We thought Ashley Lally would be the guy, but it's been Harris instead.
Well, that's maybe why he was a little antsy and jumped off with the illegal procedure on the last play. He knew it was coming to him. He ended up in basically the same position as the last play, a little stutter step. He's a very heady receiver. That's his 5th catch for 66 yards.
Rolovich now with another first down at the 29 of the Broncos. Going for all the marbles. And knocked away at the last minute. Gabe Franklin was beaten by Ashley Lally, but came back and made the play.
Little catch-up speed by Gabe Franklin, because he was about a step and a half behind Ashley Lally, but he really did a great job of continuing after the ball and watching just get that right hand up right at the very last instant. Actually, his left hand hit his right hand on the receiver, so we won't even talk about that. Very nice play.
Colbert comes wide, I mean really wide, to the near side. Hand off to Mitchell. And Mitchell this time gets nowhere. Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Broncos read that one well.
Guy Dumont, Chauncey Acco actually with the tackle. Did a good job of holding up the line of scrimmage. Andy Avalos in there also. Avalos, a guy we haven't seen a whole lot of lately. He's getting spot playing time.
Another one of those big third down plays that really, so far, Hawaii's been able to convert. Broncos need to come up with a big defensive play here. They lead it 13-6 here in the second quarter. Rolovich throwing underneath. Drop. Incomplete. It was intended for Stutzman. He had it for just a second, and it'll be 4th down, and Ayotte will come in again to try for his 3rd field goal of the game.
That pass just led Stutzman a little bit too much, and he could not corral it. But when you've got a field goal kicker like this guy, you're not too concerned about that.
Rolovich 9 of 19 for 62 yards right now. Placement down at the 37, 47-yard field goal, and look at this. This guy is money in the bank. 47-yard field goal, his 3rd of the night. We have got 10:23 to play here in the first half, 13-9 in favor of Boise State here at Aloha Stadium. We are back here in Honolulu. It's time for our McDonald's Smile of the Day, and I don't know if that was much of a smile, but hey, it's a great face, so why not? The McDonald's Smile of the Day.
These guys are having a lot of fun. Probably not as much fun as you have at McDonald's, but
well, I'll tell you what,
another story.
I went down to a restaurant yesterday morning, sat down, did not get weighed on. I said, that's it, I'm out of here. And went over to Mickey D's across the street and got weighted on. Brock Forsey takes it away from David Michael. Little lack of communication there between the two, and he gets it out to the 24-yard line. I'll tell you what, if I'm Brock and David Michael's having the kind of night he's having, I block for him and let him catch it.
Well, special teams coach Kent Riddle might have that same conversation when they come over to the sideline. Now let's see Ryan Dinwiddie and the offensive crew back on the field. First time in this quarter that they've been on the field.
Yep. Hawaii, 11 plays, 50 yards. 4:57. They get the field goal, the 3rd of the night from Justin Ayotte. Boise State leads it 13-9, and you're right. This offensive unit has not been on the field for a while. Not much there, but a good push by that offensive line going to get the Broncos a couple of yards.
Right side of that offensive front, Rob Vian, Matt Hill, Scott Huff at the center spot. That's a lot of beef over there.
What a tough kid right there, Brock Forsey. Just tough as nails. 2nd down and 8. And we've got whistles and flags. And Broncos obviously in motion. All right, with 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, we just got an update. Louisiana Tech leads UTEP 53-30. 5-yard penalty against the Bronx, as we figured. So La Tech is going to continue. That's they've got one more. They play Tulsa, and that will be their final Western Athletic Conference game. And they're the only team that has one loss in the WAC.
There you saw the left guard, Jeff Cheek. A little bit of a movement in there, so that backed it up 5.
Penalties about even. Blitz was coming up the middle. Brock Forsey looking for some running room and doesn't get a whole lot of that. So the Hawaii defense deciding to come and pin their ears back and come after Boise State. Brock is able to get it back to the original line of scrimmage where it'll be 3rd down and 10.
Hawaii doing a real nice job up front right now.
Starting to rain here. I mean, the rain is coming down. One of these passing showers. And all of a sudden went from no rain to pretty good rain here. Dinwiddie in the pocket. Rolling out. Throwing to Fanucchi, who makes a great catch for the first down.
Now there's the Lou Fanucchi you were looking for, Wayne.
No question.
Little circus catch, lays out for the ball. Ran a great route, ran down the numbers, and then cut straight across the field at the 40-yard line. Came back for the ball, made the diving catch. Had plenty for the first down. There's the end of that play as Dinwiddie gets it out.
So a first down for the Broncos out to the 37-yard line. Brock Forsey pulls his way to the 43. Nice little gain of about 6 yards. Correa again makes the stop.
Derek Ollie in there at the left tackle position. Getting some good push on the ball. Brock Forsey followed right behind him.
6-yard gain for Brock Forsey. Forsey now 7 carries, 42 yards. Again, it's Brock. He's got the first down and then some. He's at the 45, maybe the 44-yard line. What a nice play by Brock Forsey. Gain of 11. Hiram Peters makes the stop.
Well, and another great job by the left side of the offensive front. Derek Ollie and Jeff Cheek opened up just a little bit of a hole, and Forsey just stuck it right up in there.
Man, look at him knocking people off the play. Wow. Nate Jackson just got knocked off his feet by Brock Forsey. Gilligan in motion. We've got a flag down, and Forsey up the middle. This could be a free one for the Bronx.
Or motion against the Bronx.
Let's see. Offside
That was
against
a free one.
Hawaii.
Got about 4 yards on the run. Almost 5.
Offside on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Still, first down.
Dean Semko, your referee here tonight. That's June Jones. His team behind here with 7:15 to go in the second quarter.
That's a tough penalty of leaving it at first down and 1st and 5. And with the multiple offense that the Broncos run, boy, it leaves you a lot of options on that next play.
Again, the rain still falling here. Broncos have stuck to the ground. Looking at the reverse. Fanucchi. There's going to be a flag down, a block in the back, I believe, against Boise State.
That is not a very good call. That was a great block. It was executed very well. And if that's what they call, that is not very good.
Well, and not only that, you know, it was right there on the line of scrimmage, and I agree with you, but I kind of saw it, and right where the flag went down, that's what they're calling a block in the back.
He had his head in front. If we have a replay, we'll see it, but they're still moving it back. It doesn't matter. Broncos pulling out a little trick play out of the bag of tricks. Double reverse, something we haven't seen very often.
Stuck in the back. Above the weight. On the offense. 10-yard penalty. Maine. first down.
Two things to watch on this replay. Dinwiddie takes out a couple of guys. Nice block by him, but then see if you think it's a block in the back.
There's the block by Dinwiddie.
And we missed it right there. I saw what they were going to call.
Well, they threw the flag right then. You're absolutely right. There was no doubt in their mind it was a block in the back.
All right, and as quickly as the rain came, the rain is gone. Second down and long for Boise State back near midfield. They throw it out. Complete to Greg Swenson. He has it at the 39-yard line. Nice little pickup of 8.
Hawaii defense probably as confused as us seeing Swenson out on a pass route. Very limited action, but very nice route run by Greg Swenson. Made a nice little catch and took it up for about 11-yard gain.
Well, you're going to give the Broncos a chance now with that play, a 3rd down and 5, to get a first down here. And I think Boise State has called timeout. Somebody certainly has for a moment. Let's check it out. Officials are talking about something. Could be an official timeout here to discuss some things.
Well, we had a huge zebra convention now. All 6 of them are getting together.
This is scary. We had 6 minutes and 23 seconds to go here in the first half. Boise State leading it by a score of 13-9.
It is second down.
That's what it was, second down. Yeah, so it's only 2nd and 5.
Yeah, that's 2 penalties in a row on first down.
So not such a scary conference after all.
Little home cooking there, maybe. Those guys with those chains over there, putting 3rd down up. What's up with that?
Those officials they were right on top of it, though. Got to hand it to them. Brock Horsey getting knocked down and knocked back. Broncos, just great defensive penetration, pushed the offensive line back, and Brock had nowhere to go. And then you saw that little rain we had has made the turf just a little bit slippery, and he could not change fields.
Wholesale changes for the Broncos as you watch the slip down. Right, Forsey trying to cut back, and there was a crease. Although as small as it might have been, he couldn't get there.
So 3rd down and 9. And Dinwiddie rolling right. He was looking for Fanucchi, had him open for a minute. His pass incomplete, intended for Gilligan. The problem was Fanucchi was going right to left, and Dinwiddie was going left to right, and it would have been a tough pass to go back across his body like that.
Well, the problem was they only had 2 receivers out in the route, and when Fanucchi was covered, his only other option was try to come back to Gilligan, and Gilligan was covered. So that play really didn't have much of a chance unless you hit Fanucchi first, and he wasn't open either.
All right, Keith Shuttler now on to kick it away for Boise State. 5:38 to go here, first half. Broncos up by 4, 13-9. Chad Owens deep, standing back at his 10-yard line to receive this punt from Shuttler. There's a flag. We'll check out the laundry. The ball is going to go out of bounds at about the 7-yard line. So a nice kick by Shuttler. Let's see what the flag is. Broncos needed 9 for a first down. So unless it's something huge, Broncos would not get a first down and might just decide to decline the penalty. But it's against Boise State, so looks like Keith Shuttler is going to have to kick it over again.
The cover guy that was flanked out to the right side of the formation, just trying to get a little head start, left a little bit early.
So we'll tee it up, back it up 5 more, and do it again.
And that negates a great kick because that thing took a hop and a hard left and went out at the 8. Would have been great field position for the Broncos to try to defend this Hawaii offense. It's really moved the ball between the 20s, but hasn't been able to get it into the end zone.
Hawaii's won 5 in a row. They got a great crowd here tonight. Shuttler, this one, a little shorter, going to the right side. Owens catches it. He's out to the 12-yard line, or excuse me, the 17, where he stopped immediately. Nice play by Donnie Heck. We'll be back. 5:23 to go here in the first half. 13-9, Boise State. Well, believe it or not, our next live Bronco television broadcast takes us to basketball season. The Bronco men travel to Moscow to take on the University of Idaho Vandals in this exclusive live BTV broadcast. Here's at 8 o'clock on select stations across the Bronco television network. By the way, there was a flag after the play in the out-of-bounds area. There was a personal foul against Boise State. And that'll bring the ball out to the 32-yard line as we take, again, a look at our Sinclair Sports Update. Oklahoma, number 4, beating Texas A&M today, 31-0. It was Texas over Kansas, 59-0. Texas, of course, number 5 in the country. Tennessee beating Memphis today, 49-28 your final. Oregon outlasting UCLA down at the Rose Bowl. UCLA's last-second field goal, a little bit short.
Remember, Wayne, this Bronco Television Network Update scoreboard brought to you by Sinclair Oil, proud sponsors of the Boise State University Athletic Program.
All right, instead of getting it at the 17-yard line, Hawaii has it at their own 32. First down and 10 for the Rainbow Warriors with 5:23 to go here in the first half. And Hawaii down 13-9. Rolovich looking for Stutzman. And what a great play by Julius Brown to break it up. The ball just kind of hung up there. It looked like it slipped out of Rolovich's hands.
Yeah, it floated out there, gave Julius Brown enough time to react to that ball, and he timed his leap well, too, because that very easily, because that ball was fluttering so much, he could have gotten there early. They did a good job of holding his water and kept Stutzman from making a leaping catch.
Second down and 10. Trio of wide receivers to the top of your screen.
Yeah, there's a new set, 4 wide receivers.
Low snap, and Rolovich handles it, but he is going to be sacked. And that is LaGarry Mitchell who came in and got him.
Mitchell coming right up the gut. They brought Quentin Michael off the left side, and Mitchell came up the middle, and Mitchell put the hammer to him.
Well, these are somewhere between trade winds and hurricane winds, I think. We've just gone from trade to hurricane.
It's just a cooling, refreshing breeze on the island.
Is that what it is? If you're on vacation here, it's a cooling, refreshing breeze. If you're trying to play a football game, it's hurricane force wind. That's not that bad. But they're blowing about 25 miles an hour here, so it could be a factor on the field. Rolovich looking complete to Colbert. He's going to be shy of a first down by about 5 or 6 yards. And that'll bring on the punter. So a good job of the Bronco defense. They knew they had a little real estate to work with. Played a little soft on D, but not soft enough to give up the first down.
Well, they're really playing to the philosophy of bend but don't break. They've given up some yardage in between the 20s. So when it's been time to come up and make some big plays, they've done a pretty good job of it tonight.
Matt McBriar now. You got 2 things here. Matt McBriar's going to have to play with that tricky wind. June Jones says he just has a natural leg for kicking. He really can boom it. He's a possibility for a Ray Guy Award, and look at that. But Tim Gilligan floats back. Gilligan makes one man miss. Gilligan looking for a block and can't get it, and he's out to the 21 to the 23-yard line. What a return by Tim Gilligan with no help.
The Hawaii player down on the field at the 17.
Chris Riccardi is the player down. He's uplifting. We'll talk more about that in a minute. We'll be back. Broncos lead at 13-9. Let's go down to Jeff Case. Jeff, we've had some rain off and on. Has it affected anything?
Yeah, it's affected a few things. I'm wet.
We knew that before.
Actually, in Hawaii, they call it a blessing rain. The offensive line, by the way, has all changed out their shoes, so they've got their rain gear on, Wayne.
All right, thank you, Jeff. You should have brought yours, baby. Hand off to D. Michael. And David Michael has a first down all the way out to the 34-yard line. That is a gain of 11.
Nate Jackson came up to take on the freight train that was David Michael. That's a pretty good collision. Nate Jackson, a very, very good defensive back in this Warrior defense.
We haven't said much about the offensive line for Boise State, but that was a hole and a half that those guys just made over there on the right side. Matt Hill and Vian. Now they try the left side. And that's not a bad gain either. Gain of about 3 or 4 as David Michael just kind of picks his hole and scoots up. Broncos running the clock down. 3:05 and counting here to go in the first half. Broncos lead at 13-9. 3 field goals from Justin Ayat. The scoring right here for Hawaii. And, of course, David Michael, the 97-yard kickoff return. And Boise State, a touchdown by David Michael on a 3-yard run. So David Michael's been pretty important here tonight, and he's got the football again. And he's got a first down. If they mark it right at the 45-yard line, that's good for a first down.
Well, Michael, when he gets his motor running, Wayne, is a fun guy to watch. He gets that adrenaline pump going, and he, probably has a little adrenaline pump after a 97-yard kickoff return. But
all right, Brock Forsey in there now, tailback. Broncos clock running down to 2:20, and Forsey has it. And he is stopped from behind. Correa is the man who gets him. There's that Louisiana Tech at the final now. We told you it was a big lead for the Techsters, but 53-30. So La Tech still with only 1 loss in Western Athletic Conference play, and next week they take on Tulsa. That'll be it, and I don't think Tulsa's going to get in their way.
No way La Tech will lose to Tulsa. That pass defense for Tulsa was not very good.
So the Broncos have a 2nd down and 6. A minute 40 to go here in the first half. Brock Forsey, again, looks like he's having a little trouble with that field out there. Not able to do what Brock likes to do. He slips down there and brought down shy of a first down. So for the Broncos, it'll be 3rd and about 1.5 yards.
Well, AstroTurf fields have a natural grain to the way the turf lays, and I would dare say that this turf probably lays to the left side toward the Warrior bench. And Forsey just cannot get his footing. Whatever that change of shoes was, Brock must not have got it.
Let's see.
Didn't make it.
It doesn't look like it. He stretched out there, but let's see what kind of a mark they give him.
I think Hawaii's worked on this speed option. They've done a good job of making sure that Brian Dinwiddie does not get any yardage with it.
Yeah, this is a tough call here. Broncos don't want to give the ball up with a minute to go. They have a 4th down and about a foot, and they're going to go for it. They want to call a timeout to talk it over.
Hey, they went for 4th and 18. I think they'll go for 4th and 2 inches.
Well, you would think so. The other aspect of that is you want to just maybe kick it away and make Hawaii go a little further. For some reason, you don't make the first down. On the other hand, you make the first down, you can pretty much run out the clock here.
Well, the way the left side of that offensive line has been moving people out of there, I think you just try to pack it in behind your left tackle and make it work.
No question. Of course, don't forget, stay tuned at halftime for the Heart of the West Sports Stores halftime report. We will have all the scores and highlights of today's college football action. And it's been an interesting one. It is the Ford halftime report coming up in just a few minutes. A lot of teams today, Larry. Went right down to the wire. Some good teams won, some good teams lost, but everybody pretty much was tested in today's games.
We've got the Hawaii coaching staff in the booth to our immediate right up here, and there's some rather loud conversations going on periodically. So I can't vouch for what you might hear come over this microphone.
At least it'll be muffled. At least we're separated by some thick glass. So that works out there. Broncos worked out yesterday morning. Then they went over to Pearl Harbor, toured the Arizona Memorial, toured Pearl Harbor. I think that's great that the coaching staff does that and lets these kids get to see firsthand a piece of American history.
Well, and all the more poignant with what has happened to this country over the last 60 days.
I know we were on a basketball trip last year in the Dallas-Denton area, and Rod Jensen took his staff and team, and they went down to the, grassy knoll, and went down to the JFK Library down there in the book depository store. And it's surprising, that some of these kids have heard about it, but obviously they weren't around then. I mean, and to get to see it firsthand and to read all about it, to read all the innuendos and the things that were there, a little bit of history, and it's a great learning experience. And those are the kind of things that I know these kids took away from Pearl Harbor and the Arizona Memorial, which, quite frankly, you go right up behind us here and you could take a look at it and see right here from Aloha Stadium. And, I mean, it's hard not to think about what happened on that day many, many years ago. All right, 4th down and inches here for the Boise State Broncos as they try to maintain control of this football. And Ryan Dinwiddie, he's got the first down. Quarterback keeper, nothing like that. And the clock will stop momentarily with 53 seconds while they set the chains. And Boise State will line right up. They call 2 plays at the line of scrimmage. And they'll be ready to go as soon as the clock starts. Dinwiddie looking to throw out, complete. And Billy Wingfield they say incomplete now. Wingfield did not catch it.
That's actually good because that does stop the clock and give them a little bit more time to regroup and reset. Still a lot of ground to cover to get them even into field goal position. And with the travails of the field goal and PAT team, I'm not sure you ever are in position. Take a look at our Taco Bell 2-minute clock, 45 ticks.
Lou Fanucchi near side. Tim Gilligan to the far side. Here comes the blitz from and Dinwiddie went down and hit from behind. Let's see if he holds on to the football. He does. Dinwiddie, as you saw, slipped. He was getting ready to uncork it, and his feet just slipped out from underneath him. He had no base from which to throw, and then got caught from behind by Correa. And so Boise State on 3rd now and long will call timeout. And what the Broncos have done is they've run the clock down to 36. There you see it. He stayed up, but Correa got it from behind. Matter of fact, that's not Correa.
I don't really get this.
That was Alapa.
I don't really get this slipping thing, Wayne. I mean, Boise State plays on turf. You would think that they have shoes that accommodate turf. I'm not really too sure what this is all about.
Well, the interesting thing about Broncos turf, quite frankly, it gets a little stickier if it's just kind of a cursory wetness on there, which is what we have right now. But this field down here may be, slick as can be. You mentioned, heard Jeff say that they changed shoes, so they've gone to different shoes. Maybe they should have stuck with what they had.
Back.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you outsmart yourself. Anything interesting in that scoreboard here, big guy?
Well, I'm giving it the perusal here.
You got the score ticker out, looking in to see what happened today. I know number 1 Miami almost got beat. You saw that on our Sinclair scoreboard.
They can tell Caves that his favorite USC Trojans were safe. They won 55-14 over Cal.
All right. Boy, I tell you what, Al Borges, what a great move for him, huh? Go to Cal. Yikes.
Ouch.
3rd down and long. 36 seconds to go here first half. Broncos lead it 13-9. Just trying to hold on to the football. Middle blitz picked up by the block. Looking for Lou Fanucchi. He's got it at the 7. He makes the catch at the 7 with 30 seconds to go in the first half.
Boy, Dinwiddie aired that baby out, and I think Lou is over whatever the mysterious ailments that he's had over the last couple of weeks. He's looking healthy again, and that route right there tells you how.
Broncos have called timeout again. Wait a minute. Is this the Broncos or the Rainbows?
I don't think Boise State had any timeout.
So it's the Rainbows who called timeout. It's at the 6-yard line. 1st and goal to go for Boise State with 30 seconds left here in the first half.
Well, that was just a great throw and catch, and we've seen that a few times between those two, Dinwiddie and Fanucchi. Let's go down to Jeff Caves and see what he's got out. Jeff?
Well, I asked the equipment manager, Dale Holste at Boise State, specifically about Ryan Dinwiddie and whether he chose to switch out his shoes or not. And at the time, he couldn't remember whether he had already had his rain cleats on. Oh, we'll have to get you a third quarter update on that. But next season, this Aloha Stadium turf will be replaced, courtesy of the NFL, because of their relationship with the Pro Bowl each season. So that's the payoff. So this turf is probably due to go. And with the blessing rain that we've had on it, I'm sure it's a little slick in certain spots. Wayne?
Jeff, are they going to stay with artificial turf? They're going to go to a natural field? What are they going to do?
I didn't get that decision. I'll have to find out. I don't know. If you can't grow grass in Hawaii,
yeah, exactly.
You can't grow it anywhere. But they have a lot of multi-use on this.
That's true.
On this building.
Had a couple of high school games here Friday night. So last night they had high school doubleheaders. They had the same situation that Boise State has at Bronco Stadium. So probably artificial. All right, here we go. 1st and goal for the Broncos. 30 seconds to play. First half. Chase Willie in motion. Broncos lead at 13-9. Looking for more. They throw to Brock Forsey. Touchdown. Brock Forsey the play. And the Broncos have extended their lead to 19-9.
Brock Forsey just willed himself into the end zone. You talked about his toughness earlier, Wayne, and you saw a big dose of it right there. The 1-2 punch of that kid and David Michael Well, I tell you, you don't hurt for tailbacks on this Boise State team, and Brock took a hit at the 4, still managed to work his way in and took 2 good hits as he got to the goal line.
All right, here comes Nick Kalajka. Had 1 PAT block. This one is up and good. 24 seconds to go in the first half here from Aloha Stadium, and the Boise State Broncos have built a 20-9 lead and will be kicking it off.
There's that little jump pass. He was actually looking for Putzier, who had double coverage in the back of the end zone. See number 80 on the right side of your screen. He released to the back of the end zone. Forsey came underneath the coverage, and it worked just like you draw it up on the chalkboard. Putzier took those linebackers deep enough into the end zone where they were able to clear out a spot for Brock.
Well, 11 plays, 77 yards, took 316 off. Ryan Dinwiddie now 9 of 13 for 117 yards and 1 touchdown. His long was 43 yards, and guess who that was to? Olu Fanucchi down to the 6-yard line. Fanucchi has 2 receptions for 57 yards. Brock Forsey tonight, 3 receptions, 26 yards, and a touchdown.
And 11 carries for 58 yards, so
wow.
Very productive half, Mr. Forsey.
Well, it'll be interesting to see here. I think this Tyler Jones has been kicking off. You just let him go 90 miles away. He's going to pooch it. So what do I know? Chad Owens takes it at the 12-yard line, and Chad Owens, a dangerous return man, doesn't get anything. He gets it out to the 20-yard line, and that's it. I thought you just let him go ahead and unleash it. They haven't able to even handle the kickoff tonight.
Well, Deshaun Kabong down there for the Broncos got in on that tackle. Cameron Merritt was down there, and guess who? Donnie Heck breaking the wedge.
Well, I tell you what. All right, a big 24 seconds. How come the clock didn't run? There was 24 seconds when they started this thing, when that kickoff went.
I think they're going to ask that question.
Goodness gracious, that's a question you have to ask here. You got the hometown clock guy going for you.
Hey, you got to have something going, you know. Come on, give the guy some credit. It's a pretty good move.
Operator, set the clock to 19 seconds.
There you go.
19 seconds.
5-second clock penalty.
Well, you know, I mean, the crowd doesn't like it, but my goodness, there was 24 seconds when Boise State scored. He had the kickoff, return, the whole bit. So 19 seconds is where they'll set it. Rolovich again in the shotgun. Broncos playing a little prevent defense. He reaches up. Ashley Lallee, that's the first catch he's made. He gets it out to the 45-yard line. And they may be in field goal range now. not really, but I actually had a real strong leg tonight, hasn't he?
He's had a very strong leg, and it won't take too many more yards to get him into that range.
So the clock stops, so they set the chain, and now there's been another timeout call by Hawaii. I'm trying to get a take on the scoreboard here, Larry. Do you see where it says timeout?
It says Boise State's got 2 and Hawaii's got 1.
Okay, that's what that is.
But I thought Boise State called at least 2. I thought they called 3 timeouts. So I'm not sure what the timeout situation is, but I'm pretty sure that Hawaii has 1 left after this one.
All right, 13 seconds to go here in the first half. And, of course, Boise State with that 20-9 lead. Let's check out some more Sinclair scores.
Boy, Oregon State just wound it up today, didn't they?
Yeah, pretty impressive. Oregon State now playing like we thought they would. BYU lucky to get out of Laramie with their collective undefeated lives.
That's an opponent, future opponent of this Hawaii team.
Yeah, a couple of weeks they'll take on Hawaii. We'll take on BYU here. And then Florida State getting upset by North Carolina State. And that game was down at Florida State, as you can see. And that was the first ACC loss at home ever for Florida State. How about that?
Well, they have had a lot of trouble with those teams from North Carolina this year, haven't they?
Yeah. They won't be vacationing in North Carolina, I'll tell you that. Ball at the 45, first down, pressure coming on Rolovich, throws over the middle, knocked down, almost intercepted. There were a lot of Broncos there. Chris Foster knocked it down. Well, looks like Quentin Michael was there.
Quentin Michael had his hands on it, and then Foster knocked it away from him. So Quentin Michael probably could have got himself a little pick there. But the Broncos rally into the ball, and Rolovich overthrew his receiver, I believe. Well, he actually underthrew him. Now, Foster got a hand on it, and then Quentin couldn't handle it. But that ball was just a little bit underthrown. The receiver crossing at about 18 yards, and that ball only thrown about 12. Timeout again by Hawaii.
Yeah, that would be their final timeout. So they will be out of timeouts. They have a second down and 10 from the 45-yard line. 8 seconds to play in the first half. And this could be the last play of the first half because they have no more timeouts now. They would be hard-pressed to complete a pass underneath, and not have it be a touchdown and be able to get a field goal off.
Clock does stop with the first down. Of course, taking the ball out of bounds. So there's a prayer, but not a real good one. That's not much time.
Yeah, when you have no timeouts left and 8 seconds to try to get some points on the scoreboard, you got to believe that that's what they're talking about right now. Do you go for the end zone on this one to see what happens? What's Rolovich's numbers right there?
He's 11 of 23 for 119 yards. No touchdowns, no interceptions. Very similar numbers in respect. A little better percentage by Ryan Dinwiddie. And I think, you look at Dinwiddie's passing efficiency numbers over the year, that pretty much plays out. 9 of 13 with a touchdown for Dinwiddie. That's a very nice pass efficiency rating in the first half.
All right, here we go. 8 seconds to play first half. Broncos lead it 20-9. Rolovich gets pressure. Steps up into the pocket. Now he's going to let it fly. And it's going to be intercepted by Boise State's Gabe Franklin. And Franklin's going to run it back. The clock is run out. Gabe Franklin now needs a couple blocks. He may be able to take one back. Gets another one. And Gabe Franklin goes down to end the first half with a big interception by Gabe and a big return by him. And the Broncos are going to have an impressive first half with 20 points and lead it 20-9 here at the break.
There's Gabe. Ball thrown up. Hail Mary style by Rolovich. It was underthrown. His receiver was in the end zone, but the ball didn't get there. Gabe did a nice job of picking it up.
All right, we are waiting for Dan Hawkins. He's making his way over to Jeff Caves. He's over there now, so let's go down to Jeff. Jeff?
All right, Hawk, last week you said Sybil at halftime of Louisiana Tech. What do you have for us today?
Well, our defense has just been phenomenal. I think those guys have played outstanding. Offensively, we've moved the ball. We've too many penalties, and what can you say about D-Mike's return? So we're doing a great job. It's a good half for us, but it's a long way to go. We just got to keep playing. We've got to eliminate some penalties, and we'd be farther ahead, I think.
You've also been aggressive on fourth down early in the game and in the second quarter. Was that predetermined because you're worried about Hawaii's offense?
Well, obviously, we know we got to score and make the most of our opportunities, so that has something to do with it. The other thing is just our nature of attacking people.
You were ahead in 99 going into the fourth quarter. Now you're ahead at the half. How do you tell them to finish?
Don't think I won't remind them of that, brother. I'll be in there.
All right, Hawk, thanks. Okay, Wayno.
All right, I knew, Jeff, you'd ask him about that. Reminding him of bad things, huh? All right, so there you have it. We've had a first half here in Hawaii, 20-9. Boise State leads it. We'll be back after this on the Broncos Television Network. All right, we are back, 20-9. Boise State leads it. Let's go down to Jeff Caves. Jeffrey?
Wayne, listening to you and Larry in the first half, you guys were noticing the 6 defensive backs that Boise State's put into their defensive package. I talked to defensive coordinator Bob Gregory about that, and he said that was what they designed for the Hawaii offense right out of the get-go. They think it's confused Hawaii. The one thing they're vulnerable to, though, is the run. So Bob Gregory is waiting to see if the other shoe drops. If not, expect BSU to stay with that 6 defensive back package. Wayne?
All righty, thank you, Jeffrey. There's David Michael, who's ordered to run one back for 98 yards, and this Aloha Stadium is a-rocking right now as people get up on their feet and get ready for the kickoff. Boise State won the toss, deferred to the second half, and so they get it now to start this third quarter, and it is David Michael who will take it. Backs to the 1-yard line. And David Michael, right smack dab up the middle. And David gets out to about the 22-yard line. Nice coverage there, and a really nice 21-yard return by D. Michael. It is homecoming here, and you'll notice on the field a little later on at about the 40-yard line, there's a whole bunch of sparkly stuff. They kind of threw it out there when the homecoming queens were announced, and the officials came over, kind of looked at it and said, what is this? I mean, is this going to cause some problems? So they had all the officials over there, coaches were there, and they checked it out and said, I guess it's okay. So we're still about 50 yards away from that part on the field, but you'll see it, and if you do, that's what it's all about. So here we go. Broncos have the football at the 23-yard line. Pitch back to Brock Forsey. Good job running to the ball by the Rainbow Warriors. A gain of about 2 yards on the play.
Mike Iosua on the tackle there. Really good. You mentioned run to the football. Just a good job of holding up the line of scrimmage. It's a very strong defensive front, very large defensive front for Hawaii. The Broncos have at periods of time, they'll move them off the ball, and then other periods of time, they haven't been able to move them at all.
2nd down and 8. Ball just shy of the 25. Dinwiddie with time over the middle. Jeff Putzier, first down, and he's to the 40-yard line. Jeff Putzier, how big has he been the last 3 or 4 or 5 games?
Well, he took a couple of vicious hits there, too. He got his legs knocked out from under him, and then he got hit in the back of the head.
So a first down for the Broncos at the 40-yard line. It's a big series for Boise State. You know, the last time they were here, and that's what Jeff was alluding to when he talked to Dan at the end of the first half, Broncos led it. They had 19 points at halftime. We're looking golden. Led it 19-3, I believe, and then just kind of allowed 27 unanswered points. And Lou Fanucchi fell. The pass intended for him goes safely out of bounds. But the Broncos kind of folded, and even Dan said just packed their bags early and got out of there. And the Broncos want to come out and make a statement that that's not going to happen this year. And this first time they have it here in the third quarter would be the time they'd want to do it.
Well, if you look at a lot of the opponents that come into this stadium, Wayne, the second half gets awful long for them. The legs start to get a little tired. The feet get a little heavy. And sometimes some bad decisions are made. Let's see if the Broncos are strong enough to overcome that.
2nd down and 10. Here comes the blitz. They pick it up. The ball is incomplete. It hit right in the back, I think, of Matt Hill or Rob Vine, one of the two. And that was because of the blitz coming in, a delayed blitz right up the middle.
Robert Grant, the one that forced the action on Dinwiddie that time. Take a look at it here as you see the blitz coming off the right side. Brought everybody in the kitchen sink, and Grant came off the back side. I think Dinwiddie just threw that into Matt Hill's back just to make sure it was incomplete.
All right, well, we see what's going on here. The Rainbow Warriors have been challenged by their head coach, June Jones. The Broncos by theirs. And here comes the blitz again. Ryan Dinwiddie decides to run. Has a lot of running room. Dinwiddie needs to get the first down. He does, and then some. And look at this guy knock people down. He's at the 40-yard line to the 39 of Hawaii. And what a run by Ryan Dinwiddie.
Dinwiddie with the happy feet. Look at this guy go. My goodness, I don't think I've seen Dinwiddie make a run like that. He rolls to the right. There's nothing there. He had Swilly going deep into the left corner. He couldn't throw back across his body. Look at these moves. That crazy legs Dinwiddie.
Then he hit somebody at the end. How about that?
Wow.
Well, a huge first down run, or Ryan Dinwiddie, and got Brock Forsey. The Brock, look, you take it. I'm tired. And Forsey does. And that's a gain of 7. And look at the blocking Matt Hill downfield. No wonder this guy has been asked.
Well, that thing got to the line of scrimmage in a hurry.
Matt Hill, again, we remind you, was invited to play in the Senior Bowl, first Bronco ever, also to play in the East-West Shrine game. Broncos have had players there before, but never to the Senior Bowl in Mobile, Alabama. So a big honor for Matt Hill. And he was the guy leading the blocking downfield. Gain of 8, 2nd down and 2. Again, Forsey, and he flips again. So whatever Brock is doing, either the shoes aren't working or Brock's got to remember he's got his shoes taped on, and that may be the problem.
He's got tape on the bottom of the shoes, and that's definitely, there's not much traction there.
Did you just notice that? I mean, when he got up, I just saw that. He's got the shoes taped on, so right in the middle there in the instep, he's got tape. Tell you what, maybe that guy needs to suit up.
Well, I think a lot of guys do have tape on. I see a lot of the receivers with that spat look. Just a little extra ankle protection, but it can be slippery.
All right, 3rd down. Jay Swilly in motion. Haven't heard much from Jay. Here comes the blitz. They go over the middle, and that time Ryan Dinwiddie probably popped it a little bit too quick. He saw the blitz coming, had the right guy, but threw behind Jed Putzier. Jed never really had a chance to grab it.
Well, Putzier was the hot receiver, and when Dinwiddie sees the blitz coming, then it's his signal to get the ball to his hot receiver, and it looks like Broncos are going to go for it again on 4th down.
Well, again, they're in that territory where it's a little bit too long for Kalaikai. He hasn't had the greatest of luck this year, and so the Broncos are going to go for it on 4th down. Brings a new dimension to this thing, and they'll go from the shotgun. First time we've heard the crowd get into it. They know it's a big series. They flip it out to Brock Forsey, and Brock Forsey has a first down, just like that.
What a great play call to have the little flip-out screen against an all-out blitz. The Rainbow Warriors were coming with the full-blown blitz off the left side of the formation, and that screen play just ran right by it.
Really did. Sometimes it's just a matter of luck, you know. It's like a chess game, and this time the blitz was coming.
See, they flip that ball out there, and you see Matt Hill out there, and Rob Vian's out there. Peter Namas is out there. Very good play call against that particular defense.
First and 10 for the Broncos, right up the gut. Brock Forsey down to the 11-yard line. That is close to a first down. I think he's going to be shy by about a foot. They're going to mark it at the 12.
Nate Jackson with the stop for Hawaii, but Brock Forsey running with some purpose tonight. See his stats. Again, the offensive line creating some gaps, and that's all that he needs, and that's all David Michael needs to pick up some big yards.
It'll be second down and about a foot. In motion goes Jeb Putzier. Intercepted. And Ryan Dinwiddie has to make the stop. Mike Ayuso with the interception.
Again, another deflected pass and an interception.
Now the Broncos, though, I tell you what, Larry, Broncos been going down the field, just running through them, and they go to the air and pay the price.
Correa was the one that tipped the ball. Ayuso got the interception, and Dinwiddie got the tackle.
Big turn of events. Rolovich. It's complete to Harris, and Harris makes a couple of moves, gets the first down, gain of 12. And now all of a sudden, Mr. Momentum is wearing a green uniform.
Harris has been the go-to guy tonight. 4 receivers in the action for Hawaii tonight. But the one we thought we were going to see, Laley, with only 1 catch. Harris with 6 for 77 yards.
All right, 3 wide receivers to the near side again. Typical formation for the Rainbows. Rolovich lets it fly, complete to Colbert. And that is going to be another first down. They're going to mark it all the way into the 39-yard line. So Justin Colbert with a key reception.
Colbert picks up his 3rd catch of the night. Travis Berger with the stop for the Broncos. Let's take a look. Coming right across the middle. Rolovich had to pump once, waited for him to clear. Berger made the tackle. This has kind of been the position on the field, though, Wayne, where this Hawaii offense has stalled just a little bit.
Big challenge for the Bronco defense. Coming up here, Mike Bass. And not a bad gain on first down, about 7 yards for Bass. Broncos bringing a lot of defensive guys in and out now as they change and go from regular defense to nickel defense. The wheels are turning on both sides. Colbert in motion. Rolovich dumping it out. Nobody was there. He was looking for Mike Bass, but Sky Dumont had him covered. And
we've seen quite often this year, Wayne, where those defensive ends drop off in coverage, and Sky Dumont, you mentioned his name. That's exactly what he was doing. Dropped right into the passing route, and that pass just had to be floated out. There was nowhere to go. That was designed to go to Bass, slipping out into the flat. But Dumont was there.
all right, another big 3rd down play here for Hawaii. You see tonight, 3 out of 8. Lee in motion. And they look for him. They throw behind him. Nice coverage there by Boise State. Broncos had him all the way. Gabe Franklin, the man.
Well, are we going to get to see the leg of Ayat here? Looks like they might be going for the fourth and 3, 4th and 4.
Now they're talking about it. I think they're going to go for it on 4th down. They believe they've got to get something going. So they've got the momentum. Why not? They're going to go for it. Rolovic. They need to get down to the 33-yard line for a first down. Stutzman in all kind of motion. They throw underneath to Harris. And Harris is awful close. Depending on where they mark it, they will give him the first down at the 31-yard line.
Yeah, he had plenty on that route. All kind of motion in the backfield by Stutzman, but that's just a decoy. Harris, the guy they were going to all along. Flat, angled route by Harris, and they just hit him and let him do what he does best, pick up a few yards afterwards. Les Nurse corralled him, but couldn't keep him shy of the first down. Actually, when he caught the ball, he had the first down.
Now it's Harris in motion on a first down and 10. Rolovic, the ball tipped in the air by Phillips, and he can't quite get there. He tipped it, didn't have the speed to get there, but a nice play by Phillips.
Well, Mike Phillips, only 6'2", 245-pound senior, but he was big enough here. He gets the big paw up in the air, tips it with his right hand.
What a try. Look at that. He's even diving for it. Looks like he may have hurt something. Might have been on the dive, in fact. Second down and 10 for the Rainbows. Ball right at the 31-yard line. They hand off to Bass up the middle. And Craig Sasser stops him, but not before they get down to the 25-yard line. Gain of 6.
Bass, when he wants to, can get to the line of scrimmage in a hurry. And he took that one right up the middle. And for some not only big yards, but quick yards.
Third quarter, 20-9. Boise State leads it. Blanco started the third quarter on fire. Looks like they were going to go in for a sure score, and boom, the turnover, the interception. And now Hawaii trying to challenge here. On a third down, Rolovic brought down by body hammer.
That's Paul Allen that got in there.
Paul Allen, you're right. Paul Allen with a big sack of the quarterback.
Paul Allen doesn't get a lot of playing time, although recently he's gotten a lot more snaps than he had earlier in the season. And Paul Allen, the product out of Timberline High School in Boise, makes probably the biggest play of his career.
Now you can hear the wind starting to kick up again. A few more showers coming in off the mountains here. Ayat, this is from 42. This will be a 52-yard field goal attempt, and I think he's got the win with him. The kick is up. Got a lot of foot. No good. He missed it. There's a flag down, and it's going to be against Boise State. Running into the kicker.
Now there's a 5-yard version and a first down version. Let's see which version we get.
Well, they're talking it over because if it's just running into it, it'll be 5 yards.
5-yard penalty. Running into the kicker. On the defense. Replay. Fourth down.
Well, that'll be enough to give Ayat.
That's all he needs, huh? 5 more yards.
That one would have gone through. Let's see the running into the kicker. Boy, that is weak.
That is unbelievable. That is really weak.
That is not a very good call.
So we will see.
Rolling into the foot of a kicker is a penalty. Because that's about all that was. But they're going to tee it up again. And now instead of a 52-yard attempt, we'll see a 47-yard attempt, and that is well within his range.
No question.
June Jones wants to know why it's not a first down.
Well, June, you're lucky you got 5 yards out of it.
Exactly. You better be happy with his 3 points if you get it.
All right, here comes Ayat. Just a good kicker here. He's already got 3 field goals tonight from long range. This could be a key piece of cake. Well, that one would have gone from 55.
No.
He missed it wide right.
Pulled it to the left.
Huh.
Pulled it over the left upright, and he had that one by a mile.
Wow. Yeah, he had plenty of foot, didn't he? All right, the Broncos dodge it. 20-9. Boise State leads it. We'll be back on the Bronco Television Network. Wayne Zubak, Larry Pulowski with you back here in Honolulu, Boise State took the ball right down the field the last time they had it on the ground. And this time, the Rainbow Warriors are ready for everything. They stopped David Michael for a loss. Let's go down to Jeff Caves.
You know, Wayne, you asked about whether a spatted shoe slips around more on the turf. It really doesn't. I just went up to Brock Forsey and asked him, and he said, no, the turf is just wet. I saw Jay Swilley changing shoes. I've seen offensive linemen changing shoes. So there's a problem out there, and I just think it's this rain. Other than that, Boise State's got the best equipment they can have. Wayne?
All right, thanks, Jeff. Thanks for staying on that kind of stuff there and asking the tough questions when they need to be asked. David Michael, looking for some running room, finds a little bit, but not much there. As the Broncos now intent to run the football, and David Michael gives the Broncos a third down and about what? Let's see where they're going to mark it. About 5.
That was Correa again on the tackle. He's been pretty active in that defensive front tonight.
Sure has.
This 3rd and 5 play should be a real interesting. Rocky Atkinson checks into the game at the tight end spot. Lausma, remember, out with that ankle. I think they want to try to rest him as much as they can.
Lou Finucci in motion. Here comes the blitz. Ryan Dinwiddie has a lot of room to run. Now he lets it fly, and it's intercepted. And that is intercepted there by Calvin Millhouse. And Millhouse is still on his feet. And Millhouse is down at midfield. Well, 2 big interceptions here. Ryan Dinwiddie could have run for the first down, decided to throw it. So we will be back. It's Hawaii's ball with a 20-9 Boise State lead here in Hawaii. Well, take a look. Ryan Dinwiddie pretty much, I thought, could have run for a first down. He kind of underthrew it there. And Millhouse came up with the interception. Stay tuned at the close of today's game for the Carl's Jr. in-your-face play of the game. Carl's Jr., if it weren't for us, some guys would starve. The Carl's Jr. in-your-face play of the game coming up later on. All right, the Rainbows got it back again. Still down 20-9. The throw complete. Lally finally makes the catch and gets the first down, a 17-yard gain. All the way down to the Bronco 29-yard line.
Well, you had to figure sooner or later they were going to come back to their number 1 receiver. That's only his 2nd catch of the night, but he's had pretty good production, over 20 yards a catch. 2 catches for 41 yards.
First down. At the 29-yard line. Hand off to Bass. And Bass has got some running room, and he's got another first down, a gain of 12. And now we've got all kinds of action down there. A few words exchanged, but it's a first down. As the Rainbows, I tell you can only give them the ball so many times, and one of the things we've seen with the Broncos is when they start turning the ball over, it's when they get themselves into trouble.
Well, that was certainly one of our keys to the game at the start of this contest, and they just collapsed the left side of the Bronco front. And Bass had all kinds of room to run out there.
This is pretty much how Hawaii was able to beat Fresno. Fresno gave up the ball quite a few times down the stretch. Broncos can't do that and expect to get out of here with a victory. Rolovich over the middle, touchdown, Lally. And all of a sudden, it's a 20-15 ball game.
Let's take another look at Rolovich. Finding Lally in the end zone, and he had just a step on Franklin, but it was enough because that was a perfectly thrown pass. Lally comes up big on this drive.
All right, the book says go for 2 here, and that's exactly what Hawaii will do to try to make it a 3-point ball game. 3 wide receivers to the top of your screen, and now they send Colbert into motion. Excuse me, that's Harris in motion. Rolovich throwing, incomplete. So the Broncos will maintain a 5-point lead, and that could be huge in this one. 5:29 to go here in the third. Hawaii's on the board again. It's 2015 Boise State. Well, the next live BTV broadcast takes us to the basketball season. The Bronco men travel to Moscow to take on the Vandals. This exclusive live BTV broadcast here is at 8 o'clock on selected stations across the BTV network. David Michael takes it, and Michael's out to the 22-yard line. And I'll tell you what, this crowd is getting into this ball game. Broncos have thrown 2 interceptions in a row. They dodged the first one when a field goal that had plenty of leg drifted wide to the left, but not the second one. Touchdown pass from Nick Rolovich to Ashley Lally.
Well, the running game was what Boise State had established very well, and enables them to throw the ball effectively. But the running game in the last 2 series has been a little bit abandoned.
Brock Forsey pounds up the middle. Broncos trying to take the crowd out of this one with a big drive here. And he gets it out to the 26-yard line. That'll be a gain of 4, second down and 6. Great job there, I think you saw by Chris Brown to fill that hole. It's a gaping hole, and Brown filled it up. Once again, the crowd into it. Dinwiddie on a speed option, keeps it, and he's out to the 29-yard line. So the Broncos are going to be faced with another third down. You thought you heard noise before. You're going to hear it now.
Yeah, I think it might get a little loud right here. But there's still a lot of options on the 3rd and 3. The way this team can throw the ball, you've got a whole bunch of plays that are on that little list that's on the wristband of Dan Hawkins.
All right, Boise State, 40% on third down conversions. Fanucchi in motion. Play action fake. Over the middle they go to Brock Forsey. He dropped the football, or did he? Let's see. One official said he has it. If he does, it's a first down at the 35-yard line, and it is. The Hawaii player got up saying he didn't catch it. I couldn't see till the official made a decision, and he said he had it.
Chris Brown again on that coverage and tackle, but Brock Forsey looked like he just cradled it into his arms and brought his knees up to his chest to hang on to the ball. And he started to drop it, but it looked like he corralled it before it hit the turf. At least that's what the official says.
First down, Brock Forsey running. And Forsey out to the 40, fumbles the football, and Hawaii has it back. Well, I tell you what, it's kind of hard to explain how you can self-destruct. 3 turnovers, a perfect first half, and then 3 turnovers here in the third quarter, and there's still 3:27 to play.
Jake Vespia with that fumble recovery.
Well, Hawaii has the football at the 45-yard line. They have had great field position this whole third quarter after the Broncos apparently were going to drive it right down their throat to start the third quarter. Turnover, turnover, turnover. And now it's a 20-15 ball game. Broncos still with the lead. Bass up the middle. And Hawaii playing with reckless abandon. That's a first down. A gain of 11.
Watch this play come right at you. He's got a lot of room to run. Again, that defensive front, the left side of that defensive front, having a little trouble holding up the end of the line of scrimmage. And Bass takes advantage of it in a hurry.
Harris in motion. Again, Bass. Again, some good blocking. And just some great play by Bass. Travis Berger finally brings him down. And that took a great open field tackle by Berger to get to him.
That's probably one of the rare times you're going to see June Jones call 2 running plays back-to-back. I don't think he's done that too many times this year, but until the Broncos can figure out a way to stop it, I would dare say he would be well-versed to do it again.
Here comes another one of those passing showers, just blowing in. Wind's now probably 25 to 30 miles an hour, just blowing right into our booth. Rain coming down. This is a Rainbow Warrior night right here. They pass it out to Harris. Harris slips one tackle, and he's down to the 18-yard line. That's a first down and now a flag. And I'm not sure on what it's going to be, but a flag coming up here away from the play. Paul Allen involved in it, but I'm not sure who it's against. It's a personal foul, Boise State.
They're going to take Paul Allen out of the game and replace him with Dane Oldham.
Dead ball foul, personal foul, late hit, on the defense, pass the distance, automatic, first down.
See if we can catch this personal foul. It's not on that part of the play. It's somewhere back behind it. But that is the first down, and then tack 15 onto it, and that takes it down to the 9-yard line.
All right, it's first down and goal for Hawaii. Mitchell, the running back now. Bass is out of there. They pass underneath the coverage to Harris, and Harris is down to the 1-yard line.
Shannon Harris has had a big night. 8 catches for 93 yards at this juncture. Wes Nurse comes up to the stop, makes contact with him at the 3, but Harris drags him down to the 1.
They marked it right there, probably at the 1-foot line. You got to believe Rolovich or Mitchell. Mitchell, touchdown. The Rainbows have taken the lead. .20 is our score, and the Rainbows will go for 2 here. And the Broncos in the third quarter have self-destructed right in front of our eyes.
Darrell Mitchell, only 5'11", but 215 pounds, and he's very, very difficult to stop in that particular position as they line up for 2 with Mitchell as the lone setback.
Rolovich knocked down. Nice defensive play by Gabe Franklin.
Franklin broke on the ball very well. Just got his right hand up in there to knock that thing away from Laley.
Well, you can hear the crowd here. They're pretty excited. Their Warriors now have taken the lead. They fought back with some help from the Broncos with 3 consecutive turnovers that have led to 12 points. And, of course, Hawaii's gone for 2 both times, and this both times. But the bottom line is Hawaii now leads it 21-20. Well, coming up towards the end of the game, stay tuned for the Subway sub of the game. We'll highlight a non-starting player who has made a big contribution to today's game. Brought to you by Subway. The Subway sub of the game coming up later right here on the Broncos Television Network. All right. Let's see what the Broncos can do. See if they can find some way to stem the tide of this momentum that has definitely shifted to Hawaii. Ayat's kick is short. Coming up to take it is David Michael at the 7-yard line. And Michael breaks it out to the 25. So pretty good coverage by Hawaii, but still David Michael doing a good job of getting some progress out there. Scoring drive, 5 plays, 45 yards. You cannot give a team 45-yard drives. Took 2:11.
Rolovich's numbers on the day, 18 of 34 for 205 yards. That drive, though, pretty much on the ground.
Rolovich is 5-0 as a starter for the Warriors here. The pitch out, tripped up, Brock Forsey. I'm not sure who tripped him up.
I think it was that little gremlin at the 20-yard line because there was nobody in the backfield. Block just trying to accelerate. Got his feet tangled and couldn't get out of the backfield. Let's see if we can see him. Starts to make his cut right there. Actually tripped over the foot of the blocker and the defender that were heading out of the screen in that picture, but he did get tripped.
Second down. This is a keeper by Ryan Dinwiddie, and Dinwiddie gets out of bounds, gets the first down. Faked up the middle there to Brock Forsey, keeps it himself, design play, gets the first down.
Well, it faked me out because I was watching Forsey run up the middle. Watch the fake to Forsey, does a good job of carrying it out. And then Dinwiddie shows you some acceleration to get to the outside, and Tim Gilligan with a nice little block there at the end.
So a first down for the Blacks. They need to maintain and drive down the field here. They got to take this crowd out of it because this crowd is into it now. This is Brock Forsey, and Forsey out to the 44-yard line. And all of a sudden the Broncos starting to move the football again like they did the start of the third quarter. By the way, we have 13 and counting left to go here in the third. That could have been the last play of the third quarter. Hawaii with 12 third quarter points, the Broncos with nothing. And I'll tell you what, you got a battle of a couple things. In the fourth quarter, Boise State all year has allowed 11 points. All year, Hawaii scored 77. It's been their best quarter. 21-20, Hawaii leads it. All right, here we go. 15 minutes of football left here on Oahu, and Boise State, after leading all night, 3 turnovers in the third quarter have led to 12 unanswered points by Hawaii, and the Warriors lead at 21-20. And here's some other Sinclair scoreboard scores from today. Washington State beating Arizona State 28-16. Michigan over Minnesota. It was Illinois beating Penn State 33-28. How about that one, huh? Virginia over Georgia Tech. A wild one. Broncos have a second down, and let's call it a long yard. It's probably more like 2. Brock Forsey, the running back. He gets the call up the middle. Brock has got the first down.
And this wind that's come through, Wayne, has put all kinds of debris onto the field. We talked about those sparkles that are on the field from earlier in the half, but there's all kinds of paper out there now, too, so slipping could really become an interesting phenomenon.
Broncos bring Lou Finucci and Jay Swilley to the near side along with their tight end, Jeff Putzier, in a slot. They throw to Putzier, and he drops the football. He was kind of falling backwards a little bit, dropped the football. Jeff Games, what do you have for us?
You know, this is just meant as an observation. We've talked a lot about how the emotions of a game go back and forth, and Dan Hawkins really likes to keep a team on an even keel, looking ahead to the next play and then the next opponent when it's time. And emotions are starting to finally boil over for BSU on the sidelines with a couple of the guys. I'll watch it through the rest of the quarter. It should be interesting, Wayne.
All righty. Well, frustration has certainly set in, and some kind of a score here would help that frustration dearly. And Boise State, Dinwiddie, he's going to run it. And Dinwiddie he fumbles the football. Dinwiddie fumbles. The fourth Bronco turnover unless they can get it. The official hasn't given us a sign. All the Warrior players are saying it was Hawaii's ball, and it turns out to be the Broncos' ball.
Looks like Tim Gilligan might have been on the bottom of that pile and grabbed that football out of there. So that'll bring up third down, and there's a flag, late flag.
Let's see what it is. I tell you what, there's a lot of emotion on the Hawaii side of the football. Could be a substitution problem here, though. Boise State had a lot of guys out there on the field. But, you know, the problem with
Good
that
ball, unsportsmanlike against Hawaii. The player removed his helmet. First down.
Well, what I was going to say with the substitution thing, you kind of heard that up here in the press box, but the problem was Boise State thought they were going back on defense, so they had a lot of guys out there. So you got to kind of hold off on that if you're a referee. And then you get this situation where I guess you're not supposed to take your helmet off when you're on the field, and that's what a player did.
That makes the first down.
So that's a big break for the Broncos as it starts to rain here again. Showers just simply moving in, moving out. They come and go. Typical Hawaii weather. There it is right there. Took his helmet off, checking things out. Can't do that. Peters. And I'm not sure I agree with it, but that's part of the rules, you know.
I definitely don't agree with that.
Yeah.
It is a rule. Wyatt's there for taunting, but I don't think he was taunting anybody, but he got the flag anyway.
All right, the Broncos have a first down at the 35-yard line. Wow. Brock Forsey just buried. Do you think the Warrior defense knew what was going on there, huh?
Well, I think there wasn't a whole lot of blocking on the right side of that offensive line, so we've been bragging them up all night, but Vian and Hill got beat on that one.
So a loss all the way back to the 43-yard line. Excuse me, I'm sorry, the 38. All the way back to the 38-yard line. From the shotgun, Dinwiddie throwing over the middle, looking for Fanucchi, and he can't quite make the grab. Pretty good defense by Kelvin Millhouse.
Fanucchi got his hands on the ball, but Millhouse was aware enough and had great position to be able to pull his arms away from the ball. So another huge third down and long for the Broncos. Watch at the end of this play. See Millhouse, just perfect position, just grabs his arms enough to get it down.
Third down play for the Bronx. They've got to go down inside the 25-yard line to about the 24 for a first down. That's Brock Forsey's not going to go anywhere. And he is corralled by Kevin Jackson.
Well, they went for a fourth down from about this distance in the first quarter. Looks like they're going to do it again.
Clock running, under 13 minutes to play here. 1-point ball game, 21-20.
Now they bring Shuttler in.
Hawaii with the lead. Heath Shuttler coming in to kick it. Broncos now trying to play the field position game. The officials blow the clock dead. And I think that's because Hawaii called the timeout. So the Warriors call a timeout. We'll be back. 12:43 to play here. Coming up later, we'll announce the Atkinson Mirror and Glass player of the game. We'll highlight the player we think was far and away tonight's best. Brought to you by our good friends at Atkinson Mirror and Glass. All right, here come the Broncos. They got a fourth down and 15. The ball sitting just inside the 40-yard line. Keith Shuttler standing in his own territory at the 47. Are you looking at a fake here? The Broncos going to try something funky? No, they get it to Shuttler. He'll kick it away. And a little bit too much. Goes into the end zone. So the the Warriors will have it at the 20-yard line.
Well, Shuttler was trying to angle that one to the sideline. He pretty much split the A and the W in Hawaii in the end zone, so he kicked that one right down the middle of the field. Little Sinclair scoreboard action here. Top 20 team hanging in there, a couple of them.
We mentioned earlier that Rice won today. There you see the final. Also mentioned that La Tech won. They won big, beating UTEP today. So La Tech has one more WAC game to go. The only team with one loss in conference play. Airing it out, looking for Lally, and overthrows everybody. And Lally had maybe a step or two on Quentin Michael and Gabe Franklin. But that ball would have had to been thrown perfectly to be completed.
You can see how number 8 draws the double coverage. Michael and Franklin shadowing Lally wherever he goes.
(21-20). Hawaii leads the Broncos. 12:30 to go here in the ball game. Broncos were up 21-9 at the break. They're outscored 12-0 in the third quarter. Bass making a few people miss, but the Broncos were over there and did a pretty good job that time. You know, and even though he didn't make the stop, Chauncey Acco was able to slow Bass up enough to get some help.
Yeah, Acco read that play very well. Got out there over by the numbers, broke down, kept Bass from turning it up. And we've seen how quick Bass can pick up yardage when he's going north and south. But Acco allowed the rest of his defenders to get there and stop him for about a 1-yard gain.
Well, you know, the Broncos were playing the field position game a moment ago. That's why they punted it away. But that works only if you can stop 3rd downs and 9, and that's exactly what the Broncos are looking at. If they can get the ball right back, they should have good field position. But it's a big play. Rolovich looking and throwing it incomplete, and the Broncos have gotten the job done. They'll have to kick it away.
Well, they've gone to Stutzman a lot of different times, and he picked up 3 receptions, but he only has 4 yards on those 3 receptions. So Stutzman has had a lot of balls thrown his way, but a lot of them were short or behind him, and that one was over the top of him.
Broncos with 302 total yards in this game. Hawaii with 292. And McBriar is on to kick it away. Tim Gilligan standing back at his 35-yard line. High kick. Broncos came close to blocking it. Gilligan takes it, runs backwards, and Gilligan doesn't get a whole lot of yardage out of it. But I tell you what, the fact that he comes up, makes the catch, saves the Broncos several yards. 21-20, Hawaii leads it when we return after this. Well, we are back. Time now for the Lyle Pearson drive of the game. I hope it's still yet to come for Boise State, but if not, this is our Lyle Pearson drive of the game.
Well, this was a good one, and this was the pass, the long one to Finucane where he lays out, makes a great catch, resulting in a Brock Forsey touchdown. So for right now, this is our Lyle Pearson drive of the game, and there's the touchdown to Forsey.
Now that made it 21-9 at the break, and the Broncos then had 3 turnovers in the third quarter that led directly to 12 unanswered points, and that's where we are, 21-20 in favor of Hawaii. I mean, a 20-9 lead at halftime for Boise State. 21-20, Hawaii leads it. Dinwiddie dropping back, screen pass to Brock Forsey, and he'll gain a yard, and that's it. And again, the blocking broke down, and Brock just couldn't get by one guy.
Scott Huff was out there from his center spot trying to get the block on that one guy that he couldn't get by, and he kind of slipped off him and took another. There were good penetration by the Warrior defense. They got up and disrupted that play. You can see Huff was saw 2 different guys to go at. He took the inside one, the outside one made the tackle.
Tell you what, the Broncos unable to go vertical too much in this game. The pass complete.
Rocky Atkinson on the tight end spot.
Well, Rocky coming up as a backup now with Kevin Lausman hurt, so Rocky Anderson doing a pretty good job, and he gets a first down.
We talked about the injury to Lausma, who is the backup tight end, but Atkinson, he gets to do a little acrobatic work here to pick up a first down, earning his keep as a backup.
Yeah, nice catch right there, and I'm sure Nate Jackson's going to remember that. Brock Forsey. Great acceleration. Very close to another first down, and if they mark it at the 45, it is a first down. Gain of 10 for Brock Forsey.
That time Hill and Vian open up a nice hole. Atkinson was over there too on the right side. And Forsey just knifed his way through. Brock travels over the 100-yard mark.
Now Brock Forsey had that one fumble, but other than that, 23 carries for 103 yards. Also, 6 receptions tonight for 46 yards and 1 touchdown. And they did bring the ball back a little bit. I thought he had it out to the 45-yard line. So they bring it back, and it's going to be short by about an inch. 2 trains of thought here. You can go for broke, or you can just get the first down.
Well, conventional thinking is go deep. So let's see what Dan Hawkins, if he's a conventional thinker, a risk taker.
Now they've only got one receiver in the pattern. I think they're going to run this football. Lou Finucci, though, is the deep threat. He's got one-on-one coverage, but Millhouse is kind of hanging off him by about 10 yards. Second down and an inch. They go to Brock Forsey, and he gets the first down. So the Broncos figured this possession is the name of the game right now. Remember, I told you that the Broncos all season long have allowed only 11 points in the fourth quarter. But on the other hand, Hawaii has scored 77 points in the fourth quarter. That has been their most productive period. So you got a battle with 2 opposites going at each other right here. It's going to be interesting to see which one wins out. Dinwiddie waits, throws, complete to Finucci. Finucci gets out of bounds at the 31-yard line. That'll stop the clock with 9:46 to play. And another first down for Boise State.
Well, Finucci's had some big catches tonight. And on first down, great protection. Saw Matt Hill at the top of your screen, but all the offensive line did a great job of giving Dinwiddie all kind of time to wait for Finucci to clear up. And he did for 15 yards.
All right, Jay Swilly wide to the right. We haven't heard much from Jay today at all.
Only 1 catch for Swilly for 13 yards.
And again, it's Brock Forsey trying to scoot outside, and he's tripped up. A nice play by Joe Korean. How many times have we called his name? I mean, he has been active.
Take another look at that play and watch the penetration. Korea 5-6 yards deep in the backfield. Awful hard to get a play off when a guy's that deep.
High formation for the Broncos. Dinwiddie lets it fly, and it hit it. I tell you what, it hit somebody, or his hand hit somebody, and it was a duck out there, but fortunately this one fell to the turf.
Yeah, it was he got bumped as he was throwing that ball. Actually, bumped is maybe a mild term. He got hit in the back as he was throwing the ball.
So now the Broncos are faced with another big third down. And obviously another decision here after that if they don't make it. Are they in the field goal range of Nick Kaliakau? Will this be the game that Nick Kaliakau comes back? Broncos with basically 2 tight ends on the right-hand side on the third down and 12. Here comes the blitz from the backside. They throw over the middle, and Gilligan drops it. Wow. Tim Gilligan had it in his hands and simply dropped it. And now it's 4th down and long. Are the Broncos within field goal range or not?
Here's another look at it. Boy, that is right in his breadbasket, and I think he was looking to the end zone before he pulled that in. And we're going to see Nick Kaliakau come on for a rather long field goal attempt.
Well, the Broncos feel like this is a scoring opportunity. I mean, Nick Kaliakau's got the range. They're going to mark it at the 39-yard line. So a 49-yard field goal attempt for Nick Kaliakau, who's had a tough year. And it's blocked. And scooped up.
Matt Wright, number 44, picks that ball up for the Warriors, gets it back out to the 47-yard line.
Boy, I tell you what, it is just one of those years. Here's a guy who last year couldn't miss. And look at the height. Sean Bucks is the man who got up there. We're talking about him before the game. He's a big defensive back at 6'3", and you can see how he gets up there. Pass underneath to Mitchell. Just a little screen. And Mitchell close to a first down. That's going to be a gain of about 11 yards. It will be a first down.
Very nicely executed play there by Mitchell. Watch the little, almost a shovel pass, but it's a screen. Absolutely, Wayne, you're correct. That is exactly what the play is, and he knows what to do with it when he turns upfield.
Well, so far, Hawaii has made all the big plays happen. Boise State, defensively, really in need of a huge play like they got last week down at Louisiana Tech. And we've got flags. Rolovich just takes the ball and says, I don't got it. I don't have it. Look, guys, it's down here on the floor.
Whistle.
False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty.
That was pretty funny, wasn't
Plain, second down.
it? He was afraid with the crowd going. Nobody could hear the whistle, so he just kind of rolled it on the ground and said, hey, look, down here, go for it.
Well, especially when he had Sasser coming at him. That's a little frightening sometimes.
Figure you throw those big defensive guys a bone, you know, like just go get it. But again, I get back to that thing where right now Bronco defense has got to come up with a big play, and I mean more than just stopping them. They've got to come up with a turnover, get something going. You see penalties against the Broncos tonight.
You know, you tack that 70 yards onto your total offense, and things look a lot better, but the turnovers still are the big issue the Broncos have to deal with in any game they've been behind in this year.
That was the key, like you said. The key to success was don't turn the ball over, and when 3 of them happened,
Hawaii just took time out.
Foul. Delay.
so it's going to be a delay again. They tried to take
Take
time out,
timeout.
but the play clock ran out.
They got one of those automatic timeouts. The trouble is that one comes with a 5-yard penalty.
So Hawaii now,
See, what Hawaii is not taking into account is that they're winding the clock as soon as they get the ball set.
so now the Warriors have a first down and 20, but the ball's now back at the 48-yard line. But the bottom line is they have the ball with 7:40 and counting to go here in the ball game. Rolovich over the middle, complete to Stutzman. Wes Nurse grabs him, but not before he gets to the 37-yard line. That's short of a first down, but a big, huge play of about 20. Make it 17 now.
Stutzman finally with a catch for some positive yardage, and that ball thrown very well by Rolovich. Caught him in stride as he was running that Steeler route, 15 yards, and cut straight across the middle. It's an old route, but it works well.
Now it's getting late here for me, so it's 15-yard gain, so it's going to be second down and 5. And a handoff to Mitchell. And he lowers his head, maybe gets it to the 34.
Quentin Michael blitzed up the middle, got a little bit of his foot, Wayne, to kind of get him tripped up just a bit. Marcus Perkis finished him off.
That'll be third down and 3. Another one of these big plays for the Bronco defense. There have been a lot of them. Look out for this pass coming now. The pass is thrown, incomplete.
Wow, I don't understand that one at all at this point in time, unless they're just planning on trying to kick a 52-yard field goal.
Well, I'll tell you what was nice there was that Gabe Franklin had coverage on Lee all the way.
Ellen Berger was on his way back there, too, so I'm not sure that one had much of a chance at all.
The thing I'm surprised at is the Broncos didn't come up with an interception on that one. That was probably because it was so poorly thrown by Bass.
Well, they're going to try a 53-yard field goal. See how they're setting that ball at 8 yards? Maybe the Broncos need to start setting the ball at 8 yards.
Now they're also going to call a timeout. The thing of it is, we will be back. Timeout on the field, 21-20 in favor of Hawaii when we come back. All right, our Subway sub of the game is that man right there, David Michael, the 98-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. Not bad at all. He also had a rushing touchdown here tonight, so a couple of touchdowns for David Michael. He is technically a sub. He comes in. He is our Subway sub of the game.
I think you could give that to that guy probably every week, don't you?
Wow, you bet. Well, he deserved it tonight. Here we go, 53-yard field goal attempt by Justin Ayotte. And it is no good. Wide to the left. So he's had two wide left. Broncos hold, but still Hawaii hangs on to a 1-point lead here with 6:12 to go in a ball game.
Well, it was wide left, but it had plenty of distance. That would have been good from 55. He's just getting a little hook into the ball. And one of those things that when a kicker starts to hook a ball a little bit, sometimes it's hard to correct. And I don't think that missed by very much watching the replay on the scoreboard here. It was close, but still wide left. So the Broncos take over at the 34.
All right, Dan Hawkins. His team was up 20-9 at halftime. And 3 third-quarter turnovers, resulting in 12 unanswered points. Dinwiddie passing to Putsier, and Putsier is close to a first down, gain of about 9.5. I don't think he quite got there, but there may even be a measurement required here.
Well, they're just going to call it second down, I believe, and continue on.
Well, if it's short, it's about 2 inches short, so that's pretty good eyes by those officials. Second down and inches. Brock Forsey busts through. That's a first down. He is corralled there by Chris Brown, but not before he picks up about 6 yards.
You know, we were talking in the break, Wayne. I almost wanted to see Hawaii get that field goal to increase that lead to 4, that way forcing the Broncos to have to score a touchdown rather than attempt to kick a field goal, which has been, I'm sorry, I'm going to be blunt here, pathetic.
You wonder how Boise State can be so brilliant one year and have so much trouble the next. It's just sometimes it becomes a mental thing, I guess. All right, Dinwiddie, the play-action fake. Looking, throwing over the middle for Lou Fanucchi, and overthrows some pretty good coverage by Millhouse. They were pretty much stride for stride, but the Broncos trying to go for it all right there. Thing of it is, a well-thrown ball might have gotten that there because the nice thing was the Fanucchi had position on Millhouse.
Well, and you know, when you start looking at some numbers and you start throwing the ball, 80 and 84 are coming up a lot. Jace Willie was running down the numbers about 5 yards in front of his defender, but Dinwiddie hasn't been looking at number 1 tonight, and he didn't look at him on that play.
The other problem you have when you go for it all, leaves you with second down and 10, so you're in a passing mode here. Unless, of course, you got Brock Forsey who can do that. I guess Broncos were kind of hoping that Hawaii thought they were in a passing mode.
It looked like a blitz was coming from the left side of the formation. But that was the play call from the get-go, was to have that run to the right side of the line. Brock just gets a lot of yardage on his own there.
Still plenty of time, 4:45 and counting to go here in the ball game, but the Broncos need to hang on to the football. They're down by 1. Jace Willie in motion. This is a 3rd and 5. Over the middle. Complete to Swilly. That is a first down. Well, I tell you what, the yelling and screaming you hear is we're right next to the Hawaii coaches, and so we need to get them speaking in Hawaiian. Oh, that's Rich Milano. That's who it is.
Rich, the defensive secondary coach, is having a heart attack over
here. He is. It'd be fun to watch. We're watching a pretty good game here. 1-point ball game. 4:15 to go. Broncos with a first down. The pitch out to Brock Forsey. And Forsey cuts against the grain. Hanging on to the football. Has another first down to the 22-yard line.
Yeah, did you notice both arms on the football as he made that cut, Wayne? You said it. He's hanging on to the football for dear life.
I'll tell you what, Brock Forsey is a warrior. You would go to score with him anytime. And unfortunately, he's had a couple of costly fumbles in a couple of games.
Watch right there as he was starting to get hit. Both hands on the football. He doesn't want to give it up again.
Nope, but he's a guy you'd line up with any time. 21-20 is our score. Hawaii leads it. And the Broncos have a first down. Dinwiddie throwing. Complete to Rocky Atkinson. Atkinson down to the 3.
Look at Rocky Atkinson go. My goodness. Maybe we should have saved that sub of the game for Rocky Atkinson. Maybe we'll give him the backup sub of the game for our Subway fans.
I'll tell you what, the key is to honor Subway, and we're doing it right now. So you know what? Rocky Atkinson, what a couple of big plays by him.
Who's he think he is? Jeb Putzier? Look at that guy run. He's rambling.
You know what? I wouldn't doubt that the play that Putzier has shown the last few games has inspired a lot of people. Rocky Atkinson being one of them. But now the Broncos have a first and goal from the 4-yard line, down by 1. They pitch it out to Forsey. Forsey in for the touchdown. And he got knocked in, but I tell you what, the Broncos will take it. Brock Forsey touchdown. Boise State leads it.
That was Kevin Jackson that knocked him into the end zone. But you're right. Absolutely they'll take it. Forsey kept those feet going, hop, skip, and a jump, and hitting the back, and he's in the end zone.
Well, I tell you what, because of that time when the Broncos missed the point after, they're going to have to go for 2 sooner or later.
You saw the hit there by Jackson that propelled him finally. He might have made it anyway, but that definitely got him in there.
All right, the Broncos go for 2. They've got a 5-point lead at 26-21. Dinwiddie looking, throwing, complete.
That's Atkinson again.
Atkinson, how about that?
Oh, that's Jeb. Sorry, that's Jeb Putzier. I could tell by his little signature point to the heavens.
There you go. It's kind of hard to see the light from that far down, but Jeb Putzier with the big play, and the Broncos have taken a 7-point lead here, 28-21. But my goodness, there's 3:15 to go, and that's a lifetime out here on the island. Time moves slow here.
But the good news is you're up by 7. That ball just over the top of right, and Jeb was able to corral it. So that sets up an interesting situation should Hawaii score. But remember the stat that you rolled out earlier, Wayne.
All right now it's time for Atkinson Marin Glass Player of the Game. And it would be Brock Forsey. Look at that, 132 yards rushing today, 2 touchdowns, and he has been awesome. And receiving-wise, he has caught 6 passes for 46 yards.
Yeah, darn near 180 yards in total offense just on those 2 categories. So another stellar performance by Brock Forsey, and he is our Atkinson Marin Glass Player of the Game.
All right, let's see what the Broncos do here. Tyler Jones getting ready to boot it away. And he does exactly that. And this one's going to go 8 yards deep. And you're just going to have to sit there if you're Chad Owens and say, forget it. And there's a flag down. Let's check that out, too.
That was really late, and the ball was virtually had been downed in the end zone when that flag came out. I'm not sure what in the world kind of a call that would be.
Well, we're waiting to see. We have had no indication yet, and we will wait.
I thought Boise State was offsides on the kickoff, but that's not where that flag was thrown. And I see the Warriors backing up.
Well, we're going to get an indication now. It's against the Warriors, but I wasn't sure what that indication was. Holding?
Yeah.
Wasn't a very good hold.
It was quick.
Well, I'm talking about his signal.
You're going to get the theatrical version of that in just a second. That was just the here's what it is call. Now you're going to get the TV version.
Holding on the receiving team. That penalty is declined. Touchback. First on a 20.
So they don't want to kick it again. They've already achieved what they needed to achieve.
Yeah, I mean, if Tyler can't, if he can't can kick it out from the 35, I think he can kick it out from
might be able to kick a field goal from the
exactly.
moving it up.
If you could get points for that. All right, here is probably the biggest test that this Bronco young defense has had all year long. A game they must win to stay in the hunt for the Western Athletic Conference Championship, and I think must win to stay in the hunt for a bowl bid. Is coming up right here. Here's the pass to Laley, and it's out of bounds. Nobody could have got it. West Nurse jumping up at the last second, but it was out of bounds.
Lucky for Wes Nurse, because if that would have been inbounds, I'm sure they would have thrown a flag on that. And Wes has been gimping around a little bit. Got a dinged up right leg, but still had enough juice to get back there and at least be in the ballpark with Laley.
Man, I tell you what a great game 2 weeks in a row. The Broncos last week going right down to the last seconds of the ball game, and here we are coming up under 3 minutes to play. Broncos up 28-21 at Hawaii. Laley, they're going to say he had 1 foot in bounds when he caught it.
Well, he absolutely did. A great catch, great throw. There's only one person in this stadium that could possibly have caught that ball, and that was Ashley Laley.
Really, the coverage wasn't all that bad, but you're right. I mean, he kind of, if you can, he picked it out of bounds. I mean, it was like a ball that was thrown out of bounds, and somehow he was able to pick it.
You
Boom.
see, he got that left leg in bounds as he made the reception. They don't get any more proficient than that.
So a first down for Hawaii. Rolovich getting some pressure, looking for Laley again, and Laley just misses it off his fingertips. Had beaten Franklin. You talked about the money man. They're going to him now, aren't they?
Yeah, he's got 4 catches for 77 yards. Almost had his 5th for about another 40 yards onto that total, but just off his fingertips. Gabe Franklin was in coverage. Wasn't too far behind, but boy, they go at number 8, don't they, when the chips are down. He's not in the game right now, though. He's getting a little air back in his lungs.
Well, the other blue chipper tonight has been Harris. We haven't heard from him for a while, but he has been big tonight. Rolovich complete to Harris. That is a first down out to the 45-yard line.
Well, that's a good call. That's his 10th catch, and that'll put him in about the 110, 111-yard mark as they pick up the first down. And that's usually the category that Laley leads in, is, you know, that 8 to 10, 11 receptions a game. Shannon Harris now 10 catches, 112 yards.
Kind of wondering if Laley just is winded or if he may have hurt himself on that dive a little bit. Is he in? Because he's on the sidelines now. Rolovich, the big throw, and incomplete. There was some contact between Julius Brown and Justin Colbert, but no flag, and the big crowd here at Aloha Stadium didn't like it. If they had yellow flags, there'd be 50,000 of them on the ground.
Actually, I see a lot of yellow rain slickers out there. I'm surprised I didn't see one of those fly out.
Hey, that's just normal gear. You bring it to these games no matter what. Those showers move in, they're gone as quick as they move in, but they cause some havoc while they're here.
June Jones not happy with the
All right,
halfback.
First, second down now and 10 from the 45-yard line. Rolovich. Sky Dumont got him. Throws him out of bounds. That could be a loss of about 3 yards. Sky Dumont, big play.
Can't believe they're stopping the clock on that either. He clearly went down inbounds.
So the clock is stopped with 2:16 to go, but more importantly for Boise State, now it's a third down and long. Third and maybe 14.
Sky Dumont. The Bishop Kelly High product out of Boise.
Laley in motion. Ball on the ground, on the turf. Rolovich is down.
Dane Oldham finished him off, but you're right, he just couldn't get the handle on the ball. He was trying to pick it up. The ball was snapped directly at his feet. Dane Oldham in there to get a hold of him and knock him down, and that keeps the clock rolling, and they lose a bunch of yardage.
All right, now you're June Jones. You got to take a timeout. You got to discuss it. Look at June Jones working the official here. Hawaii takes timeout. They've got to talk it over. Look at him. He's just jabbering with him. And I don't think they're talking about getting addresses for Christmas cards or anything like that. Say, okay, you send me? Yeah, I'll send you a Christmas card.
He's showing you up there, Mr. Referee. What are you going to do about it? Apparently nothing. I think June could pretty much call his own number here anytime he wants. He's very well respected in this area. He's brought this program, really a kind of a tough year last year, but 2 years ago, won 9 games. has a good winning season going this year. Stumbled a little bit last year, going 3-9, which was strange to me because they have a lot of the same guys playing this year that were there last year. Well, why don't we take a look at our Carl's Jr. in-your-face play of the game. Brought to you by your local Carl's Jr. restaurant. It is all Brock Forsey, and he's coming in your face. He's coming right now, right at you. Here he is. And look at Atkinson, no helmet on, Forsey in the end zone. Man, that is the Carl's Jr. in-your-face play of the game. Carl's Jr. Without us, some guys would starve.
All right, here's the deal. 1:55 to go in the ball game. It is 4th down and 18. The Hawaii Rainbows, right for the moment, are down to their last play.
June Jones, this is the last gasp he's got here.
All right. Don't forget the Boise State Athletic Department has the November ticket deal for Bronco fans. 20 for 20 means a ticket to the San Jose State and Central Michigan football games November 17th and 24th, plus a ticket to the Portland State and Idaho men's basketball games the same night. All 4 tickets, just $20. 20 for 20. Call 426-4737 for more information. Here we go. 4th down and 18.
Where's number 8 and where's 85?
That's what you got to look for. They're going to go long. They're going after it. And it's going to be incomplete. And Lally just kind of tripped when he came back. He went down about 25 yards and turned to come back for the ball. Ball was thrown short, but he slipped as well. So the Broncos will take over in great field position. And with a minute 49 to go.
So they can't just run the clock out here.
No, well, I tell you what, the thing of it is Hawaii has no timeouts left. Boise State is within 1 first down of a victory here on the island.
As you can see, Lely slips right there. If he doesn't slip, he might have a chance to come back for that. And the no flags from the officials. There was no contact by the Broncos. And now they're going to go into their prevent defense. They're going to kneel down and run as much of this off as they can. But depending on how quickly the officials set the clock, to see if they can carry this off.
Well, this may not be exciting, but it's what the Broncos want to do because, again, the Warriors have no timeouts left. They've done the calculating, Boise State has. And they're going to just let this thing run down.
And, Wayne, you made a great point earlier when this quarter started. Look at the scoreboard under that number 4 column, and you see 8 for Boise State and 0 for Hawaii, and that is very reminiscent of what the Broncos have done on defense in the 4th quarter all year long.
Really have only 11 points, and I mean, we're getting into the season. That, at one point you go, okay, well, big deal, but now it's really starting to be impressive. So it'll be 2nd down and 10, and the Broncos are going to stay on the ball a little longer. That means the officials can't quite set the
actually,
play clock.
Hawaii's helping them by coming off the line of scrimmage and trying to get into a pile because that's burning more time off when they can't get the ball fit. Actually, it's working right into the Broncos' hands. But I would suggest Ryan Didwood take 2 steps back and then hit his knee because they're coming at him pretty hard. And that's a helpless feeling if you're a Hawaii defender right now, just watching that clock tick. There is nothing you can do.
Broncos have 6 seconds on the play clock. Ryan Dinwiddie looking straight up the tunnel, and he snaps it at 1. He goes down on his feet, and the Broncos will have a 4th down. Let's see what happens.
There's 25. It's
there
over.
It is. It's over. Done deal. Broncos had timed it right down to the 2nd. Boise State has come up with a huge victory here in Oahu. Wow.
Jeff Caves will be making his way over to Coach Hawkins, and Hawk's got to be very happy that his Broncos sucked it up in the 4th quarter, came back, scored a huge touchdown after turning the ball over numerous times in the 3rd quarter. Scored their 8 points and held the Warriors to zip.
I'll tell you what, Poe, not many teams come in here to this stadium, to this state, take the travel that you have and win here, and it's over. It's official now. The Boise State Broncos have won it 28-21.